Welcome back to the Fighters Corner podcast for another epi. I'm John Grosky, and today we brought back a previous interviewee in Arnold Adams. A lot has changed since the last time we chatted. You can tell this guy is hitting the gym hard, making all kinds of gains. Back when he was in the studio a few months ago, I was thinking to myself, I could take this guy in a street fight. He don't look so mean. Well, when I seen him this week, I don't think I got a chance anymore. In fact, me and Mike together don't stand a chance against this guy. And that's going to translate into trouble for Chase Sherman, who is his next opponent for the Bare Knuckle boxing event coming up in Biloxi, Mississippi on August 10th for free. That's right. David Feldman is now a man of the people and is giving back to the community. The Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship event is free. More importantly, Arnold Adams is now a walking Hall of Famer for the Bare Knuckle boxing community, as he just recently got inducted. He talked to us about that in this interview, as well as a plethora of other stuff. If you are an Arnold Adams fan, stop what you're doing, drop whatever you're holding, I don't care if it's a baby, and listen to this episode. A lot of chicken nuggets in this episode with plenty of laughs, so it translated into a good time and a good interview. This interview will also be up on our YouTube channel where you can check it out and hit subscribe. Also, leave a like, share it, and watch it again. In fact, upgrade the YouTube Red and just hit the loop button and go to sleep with this podcast in your ear. Enjoy the show. So who are you taking in this weekend's fights? I know who I got, and it's not who you think. So I'm going to take my picks over to the world's safest and most trusted online gambling site and make a few bets. That's right, it's BetDSI.com. With more than 20 years' experience in the online gaming industry, BetDSI has the best sign-up and deposit promotions on the web. They also boast more deposit options than any other betting site, including fast, free, and secure payouts. Also, for our listeners, they are offering a special promotion where you can build a bigger bankroll and get 100% sports cash bonus when using our promo code Fighters Corner, all one word. That's 50% more sports cash by using our promo code Fighters Corner. Check out BetDSI for all your online gaming needs.
This episode is sponsored by B2 Digital. B2 Digital is doing some really cool things in the mixed martial art world. They're kind of creating a farm league for the bigger shows, and they are listed on a publicly traded company, listed on the stock exchange, BTDG on the stock exchange. They support our show. Guys, please, if you guys like this show, please give them a look, and if you can throw some support their way, man, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Also, please don't forget to subscribe, hit like, share, all because you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Radio Player, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, and the guy sitting next to you on the train is probably listening to us too. And if you can, show us your support by finding us on Patreon, where you can let us know how much you love us. And if you're a fan of boxing, jiu-jitsu, kumite, and even capoeira, go check out my guys at UCL MMA. These guys are the heavyweight champions of mixed martial arts shows. And if you think you're the next Johnny Lawrence, go to their website at uclmma.com, shoot them an email and tell them John sent you before asking their matchmaker that you want to defend your All-Valley Karate Championship versus one of their fighters. That's uclmma.com.
Fighters Corner. John, we got a special guest with us today.
Welcome back, the big guy.
That's right. You are our first repeat guest, Arnold Adams.
Oh, first time for everything.
Yeah, good.
You get a prize.
So, Arnold, you recently, a couple weeks ago, actually, you got inducted into the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame.
Facts.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Where does that come from?
What do you mean? Where's that
Well,
come from?
I mean, usually people get inducted into the Hall of Fame after their fighting career is over.
Right.
So what was the...
Are they telling you that you're done?
Right?
Like,
You know,
thank you.
when they told me about it, originally I was like, okay, cool. But then I thought about it like, you know what? This seems a little watered down. Like, I've only had 3 bare knuckle fights. How can y'all put me in the Hall of Fame just yet? But then Scott broke it down. He was like, well, you're the first person to have this belt since John L. Sullivan had it in 1889. I was like, okay, well, fine. I get it. That makes sense.
Honestly, that's like when I saw that you got the award, that's kind of like what I was thinking too. I'm like, honestly, man, let's just say if one of us were to pass, within 20 years, people aren't going to be remembering our name. However, legacy is everything.
It is.
And for you to even be considered, even to be on that ballot, is pretty.
That's very true. Yeah, and there's a lot of guys that could have been on there, but they're not. So
No, that's good, man.
Yeah.
And how was your overall experience?
The overall experience was dope. The town maybe has 200 people in it, but it's focused on bare knuckle boxing. Like, there's one stop sign one stoplight in the whole town.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
kind of how it is, though. Like even like Cooperstown, even on baseball.
Yeah.
Huge.
But it's like, it was in the middle of the woods in the hills. Like it was maybe 20 minutes off the main road. So we get there and it's like, it's an eerie feeling.
How'd you get there?
I drove.
All the way?
Like we were gonna fly, but I was like, it'll cost too much to fly to get a rental because it was literally it was an hour from Buffalo and an hour from Rochester. Those are close to the airports.
Okay.
So it was a 7-hour drive, I believe.
That ain't bad,
Yeah,
man.
not at all. We made the drive, got there, left out the middle of the night, got there that morning, did the whole ceremony, got my ring, which is dope.
That's crazy.
It's
man.
like a Super Bowl ring. It has my name on it, BKFC, the state, it's diamond out, everything. I was like, wow, this is like really official here. This is some real stuff.
Well, I'm thinking too, because I tend to follow all that stuff. I think like because this whole class essentially was modern day. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling it's going to be they were going to start kind of doing like throwback names after this.
Facts.
With one modern day,
Right.
They kind of started this ways,
Yeah, just to kind of like,
breathe a little life in
right,
it.
rejuvenate it, put it back in the shine that it once had back in the day. But the town, they accepted me with open arms. Oh, you're the modern day champion. Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm so proud of you. You did
Showed
good.
up, man.
50.
That's it.
That's it. It's really like there's a lot of Amish people there.
Well, we also got to look at it this way. I mean, the last real bare knuckle fight was like 1912. So like you got to breathe some life into
That's
it,
true.
man.
That's
Like you
true.
really do.
That's true. But I mean, since that, I've seen there's people who have like made the trip just to see the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame and see what it's about. I saw Scott. There was somebody who came from Florida. A couple came from Florida. A couple came from Maine. Like they're coming. It's growing, but like the sport, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, it sounded like they used him to sort of like help inject some
Right.
interest back into it, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
I went with your boy Montel Griffin about like 3-4 years ago. I went to the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And
Vegas?
no, it was in Albany.
Okay.
So
All right.
we flew into Syracuse.
There's two.
Yeah. We flew into Syracuse, and man, it was a good time, man. We're hanging out with Parnell Whitaker at the bar.
I could imagine that the Boxing Hall of Fame would be a big event because
Okay, but eventually,
that's how I feel. The Bare Knuckle, it's growing. And I'm seeing more and more comments, more likes, more shares. The fans are.
how's your social media been?
It's growing at a slow pace.
But you're not as active as a lot of the other fighters.
I am, but it's.
No. I'm talking in the ring.
No, I'm not.
Nah, they're not getting you the fights.
I'm not.
Well,
No.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
it's been almost 10 months.
I'm glad you brought it up because you got a fight coming up,
I
right?
do. Thank you. Finally.
You've been begging for a while.
I mean, I've had an open invitation. I'm calling people out. I'm tweeting, Facebook, Instagram. Nobody's responding. So I'm like,
you trying to do some internet beefs?
I'm like, man, are they scared? Like, I'm really like, I said something about
They were
one
scared.
guy's mom and his child, not his mom, his wife and his child. I mean, like, I was really going at people, but nobody was responding. It's like I train just like you. I bleed. I take pain just like you.
Okay, so you were originally scheduled for Shoemaker.
No, I was scheduled for Alejandro.
Oh, Alejandro, I apologize.
Solozano, right?
Yeah, Solozano. Right. He fought in Cancun.
Facts. I guess I talked too much shit about him.
He was scared.
Yeah, and they were like, let's get him out of here. Let's get him somebody who can really fight. So they gave me Chase Sherman now. UFC vet. I don't really know too much about him. 13 wins, 12 knockouts. That's
So
strong.
he's got hands. What he doing is he's a 1-0 fighter in bare knuckle, right?
No.
He has a draw
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
with
Yeah.
Sam Shoemaker.
Right. You're right.
Here's the thing. Like, I was there. I went.
Okay.
And I think we were supposed to meet, but I think you had some scheduling
Yep.
issues.
Too busy for us.
And he's an athlete.
Sherman?
And he could definitely fight.
He was a D2 college lineman.
Yeah, he's a 100% athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and
Big frame.
he's also like a hometown guy.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
The
He's a Mississippi guy.
Iberville.
So
Yeah,
like
he's from the area.
So like he
You're be prepared to get thrown, pop at.
I hear it. I hear it.
it was
I hear
bad.
It.
Yeah.
I
They
hear
like,
it.
when he
Embrace
fucking-
it though, dude.
But I'm not gonna. I know it's gonna happen when I get in there, and I'm ready for it. But if it does happen, it usually turns out bad for my opponent. I'm not going to say what it is because I can see a word getting out and everyone change what they're going to do. No, I'm not going to say anything about it. I'll wait for when we're done recording, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean,
All right, we're done recording.
Right. I mean, you watched the Shoemaker, or you watched the Shoemaker fight.
I did.
Sherman.
I bought it.
Okay, so what was your opinion of that fight?
Sam looked better.
Sam won that fight, man.
I mean, he was more active. His defense. Sam shocked me with his defense. I mean, he was slipping, he was rolling, he was making Chase miss, and he was jabbing. I was like, "Whoa, Sam! Really? He's really coming in too." I felt Sam won, but they called it a draw. Maybe it was because of
that was a hometown decision.
Exactly.
Let's just call it what it is.
And
I respect both guys.
As I say, I'm not going to take anything away from Chase. It was his first time, his first dance, bare knuckle. It's completely different than anything else.
He sold a lot of tickets that night too.
I could imagine.
You heard it. You heard the pop.
Yeah, this is his town. What's that? 20-minute drive for them, if that. Yeah, so I expect a solid crowd for this one too. But I'm not Sam Shoemaker.
Wow, I'm going to tell you, I'd be very careful about taking this to a decision. Because if this gets to a decision, you should be concerned. Based on what I saw and the result of that Shoemaker fight, he didn't win that fight.
I didn't think he did either.
No, he definitely.
I wasn't expecting a draw. I was like, whoa, a draw?
That was a gift draw.
Okay, but now at the same time, Sam was pop-shotting. Chase was actually throwing multiple punches, 4, 5, 6 punches at a time. It wasn't consistent, but when he did come, it was 4 or 5. It was multiple punches.
But he wasn't landing.
No. And that was just like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a participation
You're missing on
award.
Sam Shoemaker here. Wait a minute. Like, Sam, he's not the elusive guy. He's not the defensive-minded guy. So the fact that Sam was making you miss says a lot.
Yeah. I was kind of... I remember leaning over to the people next to me going, man, dude, that was a gift decision. He's lucky he got out of there with the draw.
I mean...
Well, I mean, you gotta take that mental note, man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely do. Definitely do. You gotta look back at it and see what was going on. What didn't go the way it should have went.
How many times have you watched that fight?
At least 10. I only had it a week.
You taking notes on it or no?
Some. And then I've sent it out to a lot of my boxing pals.
Well, he certainly has got 3.
Down.
Yeah, he's got 3 fights of yours that he's studying.
3, I don't know, because they're not on the fight app. You can't find them on the fight app. I tried to Google them. I think the only one that's coming up now is the first fight I had with Linderman. I didn't see the Beltran fight.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they took it down. They take them down. They swap them out from time to time.
That's weird.
And I couldn't find. I had to search for their fight.
Sorry, could you move your mic down just a hair?
Yeah, I had to search to find their fight.
Really?
Yeah, like I really had to search on the app. And then, if I'm not mistaken, this next fight is not on the fight app.
No, you know what? They're streaming it free.
That's cool. I'll take that. That now more people can watch it and not have to worry about, I don't want to pay this money. Let me check this out and see what this is all about.
It's real easy to sit here and just kind of throw shade on things. But for $30, man, it's absolutely worth it.
I thought it was. I mean, like, you can pay 60, 70, 80 bucks
the
for
amount of entertainment you're getting.
And you might enjoy the card.
Yeah.
UFC, the big boxing, you might enjoy it. You might get your money's worth. The bare knuckle boxing, you're going to get your money's worth.
Yeah, Nate Shook is doing a good job.
It's $30. Yeah. You're going to get your money's worth.
Yeah, Nate's doing a good job. Yeah.
You spent more on less and were disappointed about it.
I can't agree more. Yeah, no, I can't agree more, man. I think he's doing a really good job.
So, Arnold, why do you think you didn't get Shoemaker? I mean...
that's the rematch that they've been kind of.
That's what I thought. I thought
he's been the most active MMA or most active fighter in the organization is him.
Well, I heard.
Here we go.
That he might not be in the organization anymore.
Well,
I think that was a rumor. I think I read that online as well.
I was gonna say that's a possibility of why I didn't get him. Well, Feldman told me himself, like, that's not a fight the fans want to see. And I get it.
I want to see it.
Well, I don't. I'll tell you this. Really? No. Dude, look at Shoemaker's last 3 fights. They're terrible.
I mean, because I like to see him go at it again with Arnold Adams because I thought...
Those are the best, too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, if you want to talk about, like, in terms of, like, ranking and stuff like that, they have given Shoemaker so many opportunities to kind of turn that corner and prove them wrong to where, Arnold Adams, they haven't.
Yeah.
But every single person that's been in the ring with Shoemaker has had the same outcome. Like, his style of fighting isn't really exciting.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think it would have been a nice way to sort of stop the conversations.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so you wouldn't hear
What do you think of his style?
It's not. His style is that shot, that right hand. That's his style. That's what made him blow up. That's what made him... Well, that's what gave him so much attention. The very first fight, Eric Prindle, boom, right hand sends.
Eric Prindle's a monster.
He is. He's huge, and I mean, you see, he just, and then he fires it from hell, and to hell, Eric Prindle went.
Well, but Shoemaker had a couple of fights where he looked in shape, but he really wasn't. Like in Mexico, he was not in shape.
He definitely wasn't in shape.
But he looked in shape, but he wasn't.
Yeah, you could tell. And his breathing is off. So, people understand in combat sports, every little thing matters. You're breathing that in and out of your mouth. That's not it. You have to learn in through your nose, out through your mouth.
Yeah.
Timing, everything is timing in combat sports. And if you don't have that timing down, it's gonna throw you off.
So you don't have an extensive boxing background?
Not at all.
A professional boxing background, obviously.
No, I don't have any, not even an amateur background. I don't have not one amateur fight.
So where does your knowledge of breathing and understanding of boxing come from? Because yours is pretty advanced.
Just being a competitor in general. Like I wrestled in high school, played football. You learn all this stuff as you grow. It takes years, but you have to be a student. You can't just do this just to be doing it. You have to pay attention and notice, okay, when I was doing this or whatever, this didn't work out too well for me, or my muscles were tightening up. I wasn't breathing. You have to pay attention to everything. You have to be a student. You can't progress in combat sports and not be a student.
So what about sparring and stuff like that? If
I pay attention to it all. Yesterday when I was sparring, I think we did 15 rounds.
Jeez. Who you sparring with?
Guys that nobody knows.
Okay.
Nobody knows, but they're heavyweights. But when I tell you, if they were to compete, they'd be a problem. Okay. But they're bodyguards, so they're training and they learned for the job, not to compete in the combat sports.
Did you have them watching some of that last Chase Sherman fight so they can kind of mimic
Did I
his
have
style?
them? No. I've never had anyone mimic a style. I don't. Because then at that point you start looking for what that person's going to do. Okay. You trained on that so much, you're going to look for that, and you're going to get hit with something else. I'd rather go in with an open mind, just know that he's got this movement, or he's a defensive fighter.
If he present itself.
Exactly.
Run through it. Okay.
And then I fill him out as the round goes on.
Are you doing anything different for this training camp compared to the other ones?
Well, I lied. I've gotten more interaction with Steve this time.
That's going to be a good thing.
Huh?
Oh, yes. That's going to be a huge difference. Like the tournament, it was mostly me, doing everything on my own. But now I got more training partners. I got more of my Team Cologne family involved, and we're pushing right now.
That's good.
We're pushing.
It's a good guy to have in your corner, man.
Oh, it definitely
we've said
is.
this plenty of times before, man. Having Steve in your corner it's an advantage.
It is.
You know what's kind of strange? It's you got Steve Cologne, who's an MMA gym, and he's producing a lot of high-end boxers right now.
Well, I asked Steve after the tournament, I was like, how do you feel about taking the boxing lane? He was like, well, that was my original love. He's like, I started off boxing.
Dude, he used to box at the Gary PAL, which is where Angel Manfredi and all those guys.
Yep, he introduced me to Angel some years back too.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Yeah. He's old school, man.
Yeah. But if you met Steve today, you'd think he was a wrestler. You think he was a wrestler, and that's all he ever wanted to push. I didn't know he was a boxer.
So he's cool with you going boxing then? If you want to go boxing,
well, that's what he's.
Look at the gym.
Look at the gym.
It's actually
they're like a boxing gym, right?
They got here we go. Do you know how many MMA gyms here in the entire Midwest that's got some sort of world champion attached to it in a boxing match and a Golden Gloves winner in it? None. They don't. No, they don't exist. You'd be hard to find that in the entire country, let alone here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Right. Name one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now. Aside from
No, I mean it's like he's producing Golden Glove winners. Like generally speaking, like when you go into tournaments like that, the deck it tends to be stacked against you before you even walk in. It's it's an MMA gym. It's okay,
Yes.
I mean, those scorecards might as well be filled out already.
Yes, they look at MMA fighters like, oh no, I got this. I mean, I do it from time to time.
But you know what? There's some truth to that too. Like a lot of these MMA guys, they're approaching boxing in a way to where, no, I know how to throw a punch. I can throw a hard punch, but dude, there is a huge level difference between MMA and
I found
and
it
boxing.
when I went to Mayweather's. My first day there, they wanted me just working on the technical aspect of throwing a proper punch, turning it over, putting your shoulders and turning from the hips. And I felt that day my entire back and my upper body was sore from just throwing
Different
proper
muscles.
It is. Yeah. MMA were more square. Boxing, you have that angle, but you have to turn when you throw your punches, and it's a world of difference.
So, how long ago were you in Mayweather's show?
I moved to Vegas 2016.
Yeah.
Summer 2016. Was out there until April 2018.
Were you working out in the boxing gyms?
I was at Mayweather's gym almost every day.
That's cool.
Who you see coming in and out of there?
His old man probably a lot too.
Oh yes, Senior was there on a. He has fighters that he's training, so he was there every day. I've seen a lot of great trainers come through there. A lot of great fighters. People I wanted to meet never came, or I wasn't there when they came.
So you're like fanboying out.
I mean,
and I miss Lennox.
I mean, AJ came through there once, and the day he came,
Anthony Joshua.
Yes, the day he came
From Europe.
Yes,
Flew in.
He came to Vegas. He was in. There was a fight going on that weekend. He was in town for a couple of days. He came to the gym. Looked like a tourist when he came in, but everybody knew who he was when he got there.
Why
you
wouldn't
missed that
you?
day, huh?
Yeah.
I missed that day.
Yeah.
Tyson came. I missed that day. But I caught Shannon Briggs, Larry Holmes.
Man, Shannon Briggs. Whoa.
I didn't realize how big he was.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the picture with me like this, and I'm under his armpit. But I was like, all right.
Let's go, champ.
You ever see the videos of him?
Yeah,
just
let's
calling
go,
out
champ.
Vitaly?
Yep.
Yeah, those are
That's
so
it.
hilarious.
That's
Those are
it.
so hilarious.
It made me wonder, like, are they acting? Like, are they scripted?
That's all Briggs, man.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely his character, but like it was like everywhere
Have you
he
seen
went,
any of them?
Briggs was right there.
They're
on
great.
him.
The thing
They're
is,
so
though,
great.
with the Klitschko's, like, you got the right people to do that too, because they're gonna I'm not gonna mess up a payday.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? And you got Briggs going,
Right. When you eat, I eat, champ. Come on, let's go, champ. He's
Yeah.
digging his hand in
Get
his
his dog
man's
behind
plate.
the fence. Yeah, not afraid to bark.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's him. That's definitely.
So,
him.
are you following the heavyweight division right now in boxing?
For the most part, where you going with this?
Man, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Come on, bro.
2?
Hey. Come on, man! Don't even you ain't.
I mean, but it's like
huffing on that.
it's boring. It's
What?
boring. Because it's gonna be they're trying to
Cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
nobody likes. But like
No, go ahead.
I look at things differently. Like they're trying to sell it. It's like the whole Mayweather Pacquiao thing. They're trying to build the hype. They're trying to sell the fight on, and I get it.
Well, you
but
saw the first one.
I did, and it was like, why wasn't Fury throwing punches? Well, like I get it. He was making a miss, but like you're here to win the fight. Why are you playing and dancing? Like the Showtime,
Fury, dude.
The this is a serious fight though. Like the other guys, I get it. They're not on your level. They're smaller. You know they can't hurt you. Cool. This man is not. He's not to be played with. Yeah, he's not a technical boxer, but his power's there. He has enough boxing to touch you. As we saw, he sat him down 3 times.
I think it was
2
twice.
or 3?
It was twice. Yeah. It was
Okay, he sat him down 2 times in a fight, and it was a draw. Correct.
It was a draw. Yeah.
Now I feel like hadn't he took that fight serious, he probably would have won. He may not have got dropped at all. Fury might have won.
I thought
man,
he won. I thought he won the fight, even though he got dropped.
And I didn't even watch. I watched half the fight.
It's tough to say something like that versus a guy like Deontay Wilder, though, man. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Well, the thing with Wilder is, and like you said, he's in order for him to push through, he's got to get some discipline, and he's got to listen to somebody. He's got Mark Breland as a trainer who, Olympic coach. The guy's just a badass, and he's got to start listening. You know, and that's going to be hard. Deontay, with every fight, he's getting bigger.
Yeah.
And what he's been doing all these years has got him to where he is. It's going to be hard to change.
Hard to break it.
He's got really no amateur background. I mean, he won a bronze medal with but 15 fights.
That was out of fear
and athleticism.
And I tell people that all the time. It's fear and athleticism. If you're beat mentally before you get into a fight, you've already lost. As soon as you take a punch, you're gonna, it hurts. It really hurts. You're not gonna give your all. You're gonna look timid. You're gonna throw rabbit punches, short punches, and they're not gonna contact. That's how he won. That's how he got his medal. And then he grew. But even like his first
he was
20 or 30 something fights as a pro, they were cans.
But that's boxing.
That is boxing.
Yeah,
that is. But then
boxing.
It's still. He's 6'7". He's dark. He looks like a gorilla. Like, that's intimidation.
He's a monster.
And then he's talking. He talks a lot. He's
phenomenal.
He's got it figured out.
He's a modern day Mike Tyson.
He's got it figured out.
You know, he is a modern day Mike Tyson in terms of power, specimen. Obviously, he's more well spoken.
Yeah,
than Mike.
Mike knew how to trash talk the opponents.
He's an educated guy.
Wilder did too.
Yeah.
And like the thing about Wilder too is like that backstory with his daughter. It's almost it's the stuff that kind of movies are made of.
Yeah, Tyson had the same thing with the daughter too. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's a fun time to be a boxing fan, combat sports fan.
Combat sport, yeah, it's on the rise. Everything, combat sports have been here, but with the bare knuckle and now everything is like, we got options. We got options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now even the bare knuckle is growing now.
Yeah.
There's multiple bare knuckle organizations
Valor
out
just
here.
grew out of the ground, right?
Like, damn, y'all couldn't wait for Feldman to kick this door open because as soon as he opened it in Wyoming, you saw 6 promotions pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, but some of those guys were just...
Yeah, they're not going to be around in a year or two.
What do you think about Valor? You think that's got a little bit of a chance or what?
I have never heard of this.
Valor is...
Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock.
Here's the thing with Shamrock. I respect him.
I do too.
The guy's a legend.
Absolutely.
Now that we've separated that from the conversation, I can actually tell you my real thoughts. He's one of those guys that doesn't make the wisest of business decisions. So, he might get approached with an idea, sign a piece of paper, do it. The guys might have some money, but the money that's needed in order to make something like this a success is, you're talking like 10, 12 million.
You got to have some strong backings if you don't have it. You got to be willing
to lose that.
Right. They got an event coming up, I think, in one of the Dakotas, I think in September.
Where are they going to? South Dakota?
Most likely to be south.
South, yeah, with all that fracking money out there.
It'll probably be south.
The guys need to do something, right?
One thing I will say about Feldman is that his fit and finish is really good. I mean,
that polish?
Shows, when you watch the videos of his shows, it looks like the UFC, it looks like HBO Boxing, it looks like ESPN.
Well, I mean,
anybody who comes in who's fit and finished, if it doesn't shine like a new penny, dude, forget about it.
He's been around though. He had I believe he had a boxing and MMA promotion in Pennsylvania. So he's not new to it. He's got his experience and his background, and he knows the ropes.
In Cancun, they had a local promoter out there that was press releasing that the event was canceled.
Really?
Yeah, like in the newspapers were picking it up. So
wow.
Like he went into Cancun. That venue, I mean, to say it was empty is an understatement, and that's not me disparaging the product because that event was phenomenal.
Okay,
but like the powers that be locally, like they were shaking him down like I have never seen.
Really?
Like last minute bribes that we're canceling your event. I mean, the type of thing that. The things that he was dealing with at that would take years off of your life.
Well, like the first show in Cheyenne, he was catching a lot of heat like that. A lot of the I guess the biker gangs, they do their own bare knuckle stuff out there. So it got to a point they had 24-hour detail on Feldman. They had bomb dogs. Like he was getting some real serious threats.
Wow.
And the way he was able to kind of maneuver. He had a big stadium, phenomenal product. Mm-hmm. I mean, great fight card. And, he'd turn off the lights in certain areas. He'd move the crowd over in other areas. Mm-hmm. So, the type of moves that he was making was very advanced.
Experience.
Nah, I mean, it was like the little things that you go, oh man, maybe next time we should do this or that. He was on top of it. So I mean, as in terms of like finish and polish,
give credit where credit's due.
100%. And to even have to deal with what it is he dealt with in Mexico is, I mean, it was. I couldn't imagine.
It takes a special type of talent to do what he did and what he does.
I agree.
Not everybody can do it.
No, I respect him. Yeah, I respect him. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I know in that Biloxi fight, he got some heat for kind of calling a fighter out for not fighting.
Oh, did he?
But I mean, he backtracked. He paid the guy.
Yeah, I mean, it was for show. I'm pretty sure it was all for show. But you have to you have to crack a whip sometimes because people they don't want the contact.
You got to be a little more strategic, and I think he learned a lesson that way. And you know what, man? Everyone was pissed off at him.
And everybody was talking about it too. So,
I laughed when I heard it.
Bad press is still press. You know what I mean?
That's very true. It's still press, and it gets people. What he did? What? But I laughed when I heard it.
He threatened to do it, but he didn't do it. And hey, I'll bet you, if he could do it over, he probably would.
No, he wouldn't.
You don't think so?
I know he wouldn't.
Okay.
He probably would.
Jude, are you aware
of
what was being said about him?
Yeah.
On some of the largest talk shows?
I
don't think he's
Joe Rogan.
I know Joe Rogan shit all over him too. Yeah. But the thing is, though, Joe Rogan would have talked about it. Joe Rogan would have. Okay, if he wouldn't have said that?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I know he would have.
He would have gave Feldman.
No, I listened to those podcasts. So they were talking about it before. And they were all said, man, we were trying to get on board with this. And they went on a tirade. So, I mean, what you're saying is, under normal circumstances, I would agree with you.
So you
think what you're saying is not right.
Rogan would have brought it up anyway.
Oh, wait, hold up. Rogan did bring it up prior to the event. So what you're trying to say is that it wouldn't have got brought up. No. It was actively being talked about.
Yeah, they talk about Bare Knuckle.
So, I mean, it's just like,
he's an advocate for Bare Knuckle.
Circumstances, it doesn't fit in.
Oh, yeah, he's an advocate for Bare Knuckle. He said it on his show many times that it is a safer sport than gloved.
Yeah, glove boxing, and it is. It is.
Prime example. What's the guy's name that just passed? Matter of fact, two guys just passed.
Maxim Dadashev, and it was Hugo. Was it Santillan? One guy was in Argentina, and the other one was at the MGM Grand.
And it's funny. You have fans who complain, "Oh, that was a horrible stoppage," but this is why they're making these stoppages because things like this happen.
Oh, really think about this. Buddy McGirt. He just got elected into the Hall of Fame, okay? Mm-hmm. So less than a month later from getting elected into the Hall of Fame as a trainer, he's in between rounds going, man, this guy isn't reacting right. I'm going to send him out there one more round. Sends him out there one more round. Doctors, who knows what they're doing, probably on their phones or doing whatever it is. Not paying attention. The trainer says, you know what? I don't like how he's reacting.
You're done.
I'm going to stop this fight.
Mm-hmm.
The fighter is, no, one more. Goes back in the locker room, passes out. They send him to the hospital. They attributed Buddy McGirt for saving his life, and the guy later passes.
Yep.
Can you imagine it? You could just, the apex of your career, you are in the Hall of Fame right now. Mm-hmm. Do you know how special that is? Like, it's...
Mm-hmm. A month after he goes into the Hall of Fame, this happens. And I mean, he sees it. And
it's a guy he cares about. Literally.
He sees it. He's like, no, something's not right. No more. And they showed the clip. He's like, no, just one more round. One more. Let me go for me. He was like, no, you're done. Please. For me. Give it up. I'm throwing in the towel. He didn't. As a fighter, I understand it because you want to go out there. You're
a warrior.
You're a warrior. And you're not going to quit under no circumstances. No.
And you're willing to die in there.
You are. He was.
And it is, and I hate to say it like that, but it's true. Anytime you step through that ring, you accept everything that comes with it.
Yep, and it can get bad.
And that's what makes you you. Yeah.
Facts.
What's your feelings on that, man?
From a fighter?
Yeah.
It makes you reevaluate everything. Like, the trainer was able to tell what was going on, but the fighter, his heart was so big that he just did not want to listen.
Yeah, I don't think you want to let anybody down, When
and I get, like, especially if this is a big fight, I understand
you got a guy from Dagestan, man.
I understand it. I understand it, but man, if you don't have it in yourself to be like, yo, I'm not feeling too well right now. Maybe I need to. You need to figure it out. Figure something out fast because it's not going to work out well for you. But seeing that happen, I'm like, man, if ever Steve tells me, you know what, then fine, that's what it is.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna argue with Steve Colon?
No, I'm not. How many fights you're gonna argue? Let's be real. We're gonna. No, Steve, I got one more. No, let's finish it. But seeing how these guys are just dropping,
it's always in twos too, man. Like, and you know what's even crazier? I just watched a documentary about Gerald McClellan. So back in like '95, Gerald McClellan had a fight against African dude Nigel Benn, I want to say. And he got brain damaged and lived. But he's
how's he doing
vegetable.
now?
Oh man, dude, his sister, every time he uses the bathroom, has to clean him. And dude, let me tell you something. That woman loves him.
You have to.
A lot of this though is not from the actual fights; it's sparring. When these boxers spar, they're swinging 110% every time. I've been in the gyms and watched it.
Really?
MMA sparring, most of the gyms I've been to, it's controlled sparring. It's for technique and learning purposes. Like, okay, I got hit. Let me figure out what he did. Let me make this adjustment. I've seen these boxers try to take heads off and they're glorified for it and sparring. Like, this is a training partner. You're supposed to be training right now. You're not supposed to be trying to take his head off because what's that going to do for you in a fight? You keep taking all your training partners' heads off. You're not getting no training.
Right.
You're not getting.
Make them scared.
You're not getting no proper sparring, and you go in there and that's not how it's supposed to be. And that's where a lot of this brain damage is coming from. Not from the fights, it's from sparring. I got my headgear on, I'm safe, I'm protected. No,
it's different.
No, now you're just
you're
a bobblehead in the gym.
A lot of it too, like when you really kind of look at it, no one's really kind of breaking it down. But if you really were to look at it, and this is just my experience as a fan, very rarely do you ever see a heavyweight that this happens to. And it's because there's not a lot of weight cutting. So a lot of people are hydrated. Like 1FC in Europe, they have like a hydration test.
Nice.
Here we go. I deal with commissions. I deal with the Indiana Commission. I deal with the Illinois Commission. Honestly, I have nothing but positive things to say about them. And it's not because I have active licenses there. I literally have nothing but nice things to say about both those commissions. Okay. And sometimes, like when you go to these events, they want their $35 fee to corner. They want your blood test. They got a CAT scan. Sometimes these CAT scans are good for 5 years. But nothing's centralized. Like when an issue like Maxim happens, he goes to the hospital, and it's like, okay, well, where's his history at? Where's it at? Well, here's the folder that we got. Okay, but what about the folder from last month and the month before that? Let's look for that. Like if
there's no network,
there needs. I mean, come on, man, it's a digital age. Things need to be.
Instant access.
Yeah, instant access, especially when trying to review a history and kind of understanding and what they went through.
Same way they make the fighters get the national ID, they should have something with.
Here's your database, man. Let's just pull from here. Let's, if there's any blips or there could be something there that a doctor, it might not have been significant for the doctor at that point.
Right.
But at this stage in the game, it is.
Right.
And it doesn't exist.
Not yet. It could be.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Right. Who knows? After hearing this, somebody might look into it.
I can see it.
Wow, how could it not? It's 2019.
Facts. Everything is available.
Yeah.
Digital.
Here, just put it right into this little file. Everybody has access to it that needs it. If it's got to get printed by, the commission, they could do that or
there.
Email it to the hospital. The doctor at the hospital.
Like the blood work. When we go get our blood work done, that's in a database. You can go pull that up.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not through the commission.
I mean, it's not right.
That's through like Norvell or anywhere else that you took it at.
Yeah, but it's
but it exists.
It exists. It's there. Like it's there.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like it's you kind of like this Gerald McClellan documentary. Like his sister, man, what just an amazing human being, and they do fundraisers for him every year. And, she talks to him, and it's bringing him through it, what happened. And 20 years later, he's still asking, what happened? And it's like, oh, man, it breaks my heart, man.
What's that movie, 50 First Dates?
It's, you know what? Like, we're joking around about it, but that's
joking,
what it is.
But that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, 51st every day.
Funny to watch, for over a 3-hour period or 2.5 hour period, but, 24 hours, it's a little rough. Yeah.
So take us back to like when you were in Vegas. I know like we briefly touched a little bit about on the last time you sat down with us, but Frank Muir was your training partner for a while.
Yeah, I helped I helped Frank get ready for Fedor.
Did you really?
Nice.
I did.
Did you help him win?
The issue there, Frank went back to Lionheart mode. Mm-hmm. He got clipped.
Man,
you hit. I got to get this hit back, and he got away from the game plan. And as you can see, Fedor just hopped back and just clipped his chin and enough to rock him. But I mean, we had a great camp.
I hear he's a good dude.
He is.
I heard he's always carrying knives around with him. Is that true?
I don't know him. I don't remember seeing any knives with him.
He's always like prepared to like fight to the death.
Really?
Like he's one of those guys.
Conceal and carry advocate. He talks about.
Okay, then he's concealed well. He's concealed very well because I have never seen a knife, firearm, or anything. No.
If anybody really wouldn't need one, it would be Frank Mir.
You would think, but in Vegas.
Yeah, how is it living out there, man? Did you like it?
It depends where you live. If you're in Henderson, Summerlin, Red Rock, like there's
Northwest.
Outside of Vegas is fine. Anywhere along the mountains is fine. Anywhere like at the base of the mountains is fine. Inner Vegas, let's not live there. A lot of bums.
Yeah.
A lot of roaches.
People watching.
A
It's
lot of
fantastic.
a lot of crickets. A lot of.
Well, the crickets now. I'm glad you said that.
Oh, no.
You see that?
Those aren't crickets.
Really?
I know somebody in Vegas, and I was on FaceTime, and what I saw...
They're talking to you and like grasshoppers are jumping in their mouth?
Yeah, those aren't crickets.
You know what it is? I seen like a bug specialist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that they had a really wet spring, so those insects migrated north into Vegas. They said give them about a week or two, they'll be gone.
Sounds good. My theory... You guys plan to attack Area 51? Area 51 is attacking you.
There you go.
That's my theory.
That's
on
probably right. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Got some angry bugs, and that's just a taste.
Let's just release 2 million bugs since they think they want to come play with us.
I've seen these videos, man. It's just like you're watching like a doorway
on the strip.
On the strip to get inside of a casino, and there are
10,000 bugs
easily
on the ground, on the door, and flying around.
I mean, it's like you see more bugs than you see concrete on the sidewalk.
I've never seen Vegas, the strip, this empty during the day until now.
So this is like one of those like biblical, like
yes, exactly.
Type,
there was a
infestations.
There was a movie filmed in Vegas, like in the desert, that was something biblical, and there was like this field of locusts, like the whole sky went black. And when I saw them post the videos in Vegas now, I was like, yep. Okay.
Yeah, they were saying that people were pumping fuel, or they would pull up to a gas station and were afraid to get out.
Yeah,
of their vehicle.
You got to think it's like a swarm. It's a swarm.
Exactly.
Really?
And they're not just in one area. It's like all over Vegas.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Can you imagine
about
the
like
cleanup?
2 weeks and they'll be gone.
Well, I mean,
so now now with that being said, that brings spiders. That brings scorpions, rodents. That brings everything. Now everything is about to be 10 times worse in Vegas.
You know, in California, everyone's talking about like the homeless problem out there, and
Skid Row.
I guess some like local people were concerned about dogs eating some rat poisoning, so they outlawed rat poison, and they actually got rid of the people that were in charge of killing rats, and there is plagues happening there that haven't been seen since like the 1800s that are turned like typhus.
I feel like it's all planned. I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
you have a homeless problem. What do? Nobody's scared about dogs eating rat poisoning. Rat poison's been around for centuries. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever complained about this till now. So now you do away with rat poison. Now you got 2 million rats carrying all type of diseases.
So you're saying they shouldn't use the blankets that the government gives them?
Probably not. I mean, but hey, don't quote me on this.
Are you a conspiracy guy, man?
I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I'm
kind of a conspiracy
guy. Like I'm a realist. I'm an optimistic realist. Like there's it can be that, but now let's look at what it really could be. We'll keep that option there, but let's look at a real possibility here.
You
You got a huge LA is worth there's millions of dollars in LA. They have a skid row where for blocks it's nothing but homeless
Blocks.
people. Blocks.
6 miles.
Downtown LA.
Hey, dude, it's 6 miles long.
Broken down trailers, RVs, tents set up on the sidewalk,
Dude.
it's bad.
Dude, here, let me give you. I've been reading into this. There's 60,000 people that are homeless in that area.
In that area.
All of their waste washes right into the ocean. So they had like porta potties set up on the occasional corner, and they became areas of prostitution and drug use.
Drugs, yep.
So it was like little areas where people get paid. Yeah, just to kind of turn a trick or get high.
Jeez, man. So what are you doing on September 21st, man? You want to go to Area 51 with me or what?
Probably not. I don't deal with bugs too well. I thought about it though. Honestly, I did. I was like, wait a minute.
It's a ruse.
If all these people go, I'll go like maybe.
I'll be part of the third wave.
Exactly. I'll let the first two.
with the binoculars.
Okay, it's clear. They're out of ammo. Let's go.
I'll be up on that little hill calling the shots. All right.
The tanks have run out of ammo.
Exactly.
Let's go down there.
The aliens are right there. You can just go.
I thought it was funny because a lot of the celebrities were getting behind it.
Yeah,
Steve Austin, he was like, "I'm coming, I signed."
Yeah.
Everyone,
Giving everybody stunners.
I was like, all right, this would be dope. Be a pretty nice turnout.
Yeah, I think I think the guy who started it, he did it as a joke.
And it went
Just
haywire.
blew up.
But that's got to be like your 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah,
right there.
that's
I
it.
started
It's
this as a
the
joke.
fad. You know what I mean? Like, 2017 was a fidget spinners, and it's like, this year it's Area 51.
Tide Pods.
Yeah, Tide Pods was last year.
And they're eating these Tide Pods. Like, what? Where are we going? Are we moving backwards?
There was a candy company that actually came up with like replica Tide Pods. Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
why
God.
kids were eating them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So I mean, jeez, man. Yeah. Well, hey. Well, I mean, I'll be there September 21st, man.
All
I'll be
right, well,
With crickets.
For everybody at home who doesn't know, like we sit around and talk crap all the time, so we get off on tangents. But the camp with Mir and then watching the fight, like we keep getting all this sort of what was the camp like? What was the blueprint, and what was it like to watch the fight? So although obviously you always want to win, it was still a tremendous fight to be Frank Mir against.
it had been years in the making. Everybody had been waiting for it. The camp was, it was in Vegas and it was in Russia. Of course, I didn't go to Russia.
Yeah.
But when he was in town in Vegas, I was his guy. We did a lot of situational grappling and sparring. The sparring was great.
Now, how did you wind up in his camp to begin with?
Oh, I can't think of his name. So training at Mayweather's,
Okay.
I met a guy, Angelo Reyes. That's his name.
Okay.
We had talked over the years. He had saw me kind of being stagnant, but he knew that my stand up was decent. So he was like, I got Frank. He's got a fight coming up. I can introduce him. You be a part of the camp. You can learn. Yada yada. I was like, okay, cool. Let's do it.
Good opportunity.
It was.
Well, that's just kind of how it works out there, too.
Yeah, and I made
really
a
how it
connection.
works.
Like I met his
Yeah.
wife, his entire family. He's got a gym. He's about to open up out there. He's like,
In Vegas?
In Vegas.
Man, how many gyms open and close in Vegas? But go ahead, Nick.
Well, but
Yeah.
there's a name behind this gym. If there's a name behind the gym, it's a different story.
Sean Porter had a gym.
No,
Sean Porter's gym was in the worst part of Vegas. It was a block from the
was it
strip.
a boxing gym or was it like
He had his boxing
like
ring in there, but
a
it was more
conditioning-
so for conditioning.
right?
Yeah, but look at the conditioning on.
Is Cobra Kai still open out there or no?
No.
They're done, right?
He's in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Mark
But
Lehman.
his gym was a block off the strip, but it was behind Stratosphere. And like that part of Vegas is where a lot of the prostitution and junkies are. So you can't
So
expect...
where's this at?
You might write down the address for me?
So go ahead. Back to what you were
Yeah.
saying.
But Frank Mir, the game plan, like, if I'm not mistaken, the game plan was to keep it standing, Fedor is a solid guy on the ground. He's strong from his previous career.
100% Sambo, yeah.
Exactly.
World
So
champion.
we're gonna keep it standing. We're gonna move. We're gonna touch. We're gonna move. And he came out. It was working. He touched Fedor. Okay, cool. I was like, yes. I helped him get ready for this. Here we go.
Telling everyone, hey, I know him.
I'm
He's my guy.
I'm sitting with his family, ringside.
Man.
I'm sitting right there, and I mean, let's go, Frank.
Where were you watching it at?
It was at the Allstate Arena.
Okay.
I was right there with
Okay.
him. Like, wife, his oldest daughter, his son, his youngest son.
Okay.
And I'm sitting right there. I've been with these people for the last 4 weeks, the last month. So we became real close.
Man.
What happened? Somehow Frank went down. What did Fedor throw that drop, Frank? It didn't drop him, but he went to the ground. I don't remember what it was, but Frank pops up. They're tied, yada, yada, yada. They separate. Frank lunges in. Fedor clips him and drops him. And my heart dropped.
Oh, you knew it was it. Huh?
It dropped. Because you can watch in MMA, when that body drops. You can tell what's going on. And you just seen him just fall forward. Boom. And Fedor gave him a couple more. And my jaw dropped. My heart dropped. And then I got pissed. Like, bitch, you lucky that's not me in there. Like, that instantly was I don't give a fuck who you are. I would tear your ass up. I look over, his youngest son, he's hurt. To see the older kids, they've been around it, they know what it is, they know what's going on. His youngest son was hurt.
Was it rough?
It was rough.
Oh, you got to remember, man, every dad is the kid's hero.
In fact, he probably looks up to him the most because he's the youngest. And he's, the youngest child is always a spoiled one. They get all the love and attention.
Well, they're also usually the most athletic, too, because they're trying to keep up with the older kids.
That's very true. His daughter is the most athletic, in my eyes.
Okay.
She plays football.
Oh,
She's a linebacker in a DN.
No.
She what? And she would come to the gym with us and be sparring with her dad and be what? Alpha all the way.
How cool is that,
Yeah,
man?
it is. She's gonna be a problem. She's definitely gonna be a problem.
That's
but
cool,
I mean,
though.
his youngest son was hurt, and I was holding him. Like his wife, she gave him to me. Because we were going to take him to the back, and he didn't even want to look at anybody. He had his hands was in his head, he was really down and out.
Wow.
But it really pissed me off when it happened.
How was Frank afterwards?
He's been in there enough times.
Right.
It's just business. Yeah.
I let you guys down.
It hurts, but
it hurts. But it's
business.
It's business. He understood what it was.
What are you expecting with Sherman?
A lot of power. A lot of power from him. He's
what
a power.
about on your end?
Pain.
Me? I'm expecting me to be me. I'm expecting me to be calm, move my defense.
Are you going to try to get a round in before you go out there? You're kind of a slow starter sometimes.
I am. That's me, though. Because I just can't jump into a fight. I've never just been able to come out and just
Kinda ease your
unload.
way in.
No, I got to fill you out. I got to see your steps, your timing, your angles.
Yeah, but you like to get hit once or twice before
I do.
you get called.
I do. If you look at all my fights,
Yeah.
I think except for maybe Shoemaker, I didn't. But
No, with
Linderman-
Shoemaker, it's not his style.
Yeah, Linderman came out, boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay, all right. He saw I cracked a smile as soon as he came, and then he got me again with something else. Okay,
You got to be careful with Sherman like that, though.
definitely. Now I don't have to get hit though. Just him throwing and him forcing me to move is gonna wake me up. So even if he doesn't land anything, just me having to move is gonna wake me up. And now it's like, okay, yeah, now I'm loose. Now I'm flowing. Let's get to it. Let's see where it goes.
You gonna try to find your finish on this one or what?
I think so.
You could do this
I
one.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But I'm not gonna look for it because that's where.
No, it's got to present itself.
Yeah, it's got to present itself. 'Cause when
Yeah.
you go looking, it never plays out the way you want it. And you gas yourself, and I don't know. That may not happen in this fight. The road work has been there. Then when I do get with Steve, I think we did 10 rounds last Wednesday. Did 10 rounds sparring, rotating guys. Every round was a different guy. Then after that, half-mile jog, 10 40-yard sprints.
Okay, so you're doing both cardio muscles.
Oh, listen.
That's
we're
why
getting
people
to
make
it.
mistakes, man.
We're
People
getting
make
to it.
mistakes on that, man.
We're getting to it. 10 40-yard sprints. And the first sprint sets the time. The next 9 have to be at that time or better. I had
Or
one.
it doesn't count?
I had one that didn't make the time. Out of 10, I had
That's
one.
pretty freaking good, man.
This is after the sparring, after the jog. Then after the sprints, we go back to the gym.
Steve, man.
I got that bowling pin or whatever it is that the old guys used, that John Sullivan used back in the day, and we're
Are you doing a sledgehammer? Oh, the clubs or the hammer?
The clubs. We did 6 rounds.
Swinging them over your head? Or?
Yep, side to side. 6 rounds intervals. The club, then we go to sledgehammer on the tire. Back and forth. This is at the end of everything else we've already done. I'm not complaining.
Do you just like throw your clothes away after these workouts? Or what?
It was at that point. It was just shorts, shoes, no shirt, no nothing else.
You're in your Tarzans in a gym,
pretty much. But I mean, I got to it. There was no complaining. There was no bitching from me. I never slowed down. Like I was really.
How often are you doing that? How many days a week, bro?
The week starts with Monday, then it goes to Tuesday, then it goes to Wednesday.
I'm having a meltdown right now. It's usually on sparring days. Okay. I'm not there every day.
Yeah, because you can't be heavy like that every day. You can't.
No.
A couple times a week.
Hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's no.
Like cardio is one thing.
Cardio is one thing, and like even the road work is every day hurts.
Yeah,
shins, splints, and your feet and your knees, like that stuff.
Adds up, man.
I have CBD oil that I rub on there, and I love it.
You getting a chiropractor at all, or
no? I should, because the way my little spine, I got little pinched nerves here and there. Every day I wake up, it's like, oh God. Let me stretch, let me loosen it up. But I got some things lined up over the next week, kind of get me back to square one and get me back right. So we'll be all right.
I can tell you, like you leaned out a little bit, man.
That's what everyone's been saying.
You
look good. You look good. You look really good. I don't feel good.
You never got it.
It's the cardio. You got to do it. You got to do it.
You have to. You definitely have to. And I don't look like I'm one of those fighters though. That's what throws people off the most. Like Chase,
I think they're kind of mad about that too. To be honest,
a lot of people are because they're like, "How's this guy 0-1? He's fighting for the belts already. Like, what's going on with this? How does this work out?" There's other guys who had multiple fights that should be fighting me, but they're not. I'm like, well, hey, don't ask me, ask Feldman. Ask the promotion. It's not me. Maybe he's the only guy that accepted the fight.
Well, no, I mean, from a promoter standpoint, obviously.
Oh, no, now from that I understand, he's a hometown guy, he's a local guy, he's going to sell tickets.
You got to put guys on a card that can sell tickets. Facts. And if you got a guy on there that could fight, hey, if Sherman wins the title, man, that's huge for them.
Facts. It is. And they're going to be in Biloxi on a consistent basis. So he's going to bring 100, 200, 300 as it grows on. If he gets it, as he goes on, he's going to bring more and more people.
He sold every bit of 300 tickets.
I can believe it. I can believe it. Bring that. Yes.
So you're walking here as the villain, man.
That's fine. That's been my whole career.
Who's going to be cornering you?
Steve, Lloyd, and DeRay.
Lloyd, too, huh?
Steve, Lloyd, and DeRay.
Yeah, that's a rough crew.
That is.
Hey, you know what?
That's a strong crew.
When you win, not say if, but when you win and you're getting out of that cage because people are throwing pop bottles at you, ring. That's what you said. That was me. When you get out of that ring and you're throwing stuff at you, you want guys like Steve protecting you.
Definitely do.
Lloyd protecting you.
Those three right there, it's
like the Four Horsemen.
I mean, they have
a horseman.
They're
right
well
there,
known. DeRay himself is well known.
Yeah.
In Chicagoland area for being that guy you don't fuck with.
Well, those are the guys you want with you if you're in a fight. They're not the guys with you if you're trying to stay out of a fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's true to the T. Yeah. Steve's calmed down. Steve's
Puerto Rican, man. I'll say it.
Now
if it's Puerto Rican,
if it's something disrespectful, when he's mad, it's over with. You disrespect Steve, it's over with.
Yeah.
And if you disrespect him, now you got me, Lloyd, and DeRay coming. And
that's just the first
Tom's going to be there too.
Just the first
wave. Exactly.
I've never seen him be sensitive about himself, but you can't disrespect his friends.
You can't. No.
Other people, I don't think he takes himself too serious. But
I had an incident with Steve.
Uh-oh.
It was at Bourbon Street.
Uh-oh.
And
at least you made it out alive.
I'm not going to get too much into the backstory, but he and I had a business partner that went to prison at one point. And for just being a total shitbag. And Steve was angry about it. I was angry about it. But for some reason, I felt that some of Steve's anger was misdirected. And I called him on it. I said, man, you've been a little weird since all of this went down. And right away it was just, like anger, right? And it was okay. We're having a conversation. And at which point, Brandon Del Prado and Mikey Welch step up. And I'm just like...
This is a while ago.
Yeah.
If you're mentioning these names, this was a while ago.
Well, they were there just hanging out.
Okay.
Like, they're not even fighting at this point.
Yeah, they're not.
And I just go, I'm looking at Steve and I go, hold up, Steve. He's like, okay. Like he's still angry. And I look at Del Prado and watch and go, dude, we're good. Steve can fuck me up alone. He doesn't need help with this.
What are you guys doing?
Why don't you guys go take a break elsewhere? Me and Steve
Are you guys here for me?
Yeah, no. Steve and I are going to talk this out.
Right.
We're good. He doesn't need help here. Trust me.
Yeah, they were ready.
And I'm speaking for myself.
They were ready.
He can whoop my ass alone. He doesn't need help.
They definitely were ready if they were there with him.
Dude, I didn't even know what Black Oak was.
Neither did I until I met them.
I'm like,
I'd never heard of Black Oak.
They're saying
Indiana.
it's two white dudes, Black Oak, and a racial epithet after it. I'm like, man, it really doesn't go over well, in certain instances being, the skin tone that you are. and Cologne goes, no, dude, they're from Black Oak. They can say that. It's okay. Like, okay. Well, what do I know?
Black who?
I'm like, okay. Hey, dude, I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm just trying to prevent them from saying things that might affect them later on in life. And Steve goes, yeah, no, dude, they don't really care. No, they're from Black Oak.
Black Oak, yeah.
I love that.
Like Brandon reaches out to me and it's, what's
Good
up,
dude.
Pussy? What's going on, sissy?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's all of that. He doesn't care. And
Yeah.
If he represents Black Oak, then I understand what Black Oak is.
and that's what they say. They're saying, like, what I was told, that they're actually the higher end of Black Oak. So the other
Really?
people just don't meet their, demanding
They're
specifications.
the higher end of Black Oak.
Okay.
No, it's it's interesting though the people you meet though and run into in this sport.
Yeah.
It really is.
You definitely meet some characters. I can say that.
You meet car salesmen. You meet good people. You meet just
Snakes.
grassroots good people. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we're all sitting here. Every single person in this room is brought together through mixed martial arts or boxing.
That's
It's
dope. Okay.
it's interesting.
All right.
I mean, would you ever? How many times have you traveled because of MMA or boxing? That place you
few.
never went.
A few. Quite a few. The whole East Coast for the most part. Well, Southeast.
Even Vegas.
Vegas, Carolinas, Florida, Georgia. The whole Midwest. Like every state in the Midwest for fighting, I've been there.
That's pretty cool, man. Now you're also doing bodyguard work as well.
That is true. I am a bodyguard, executive protection specialist.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it has its perks. To say the least, it definitely has its perks.
So are you doing bigger stuff, or are you just doing?
I'm still small. Up and coming, quote unquote celebrities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not doing businessmen?
No,
Man,
I will, but they require a lot of attention, a lot of detail, I need you to be this way. Like me being a fighter, when I'm in training camp, I like to keep the rough look until it's fight time and I clean up. And businessmen are not going for that. You have to be clean cut.
Yeah, the thing with businessmen is, like, if you're a businessman and you need a bodyguard,
You're doing something wrong.
man,
You're involved in some bad business. Now, that's not. You could just be that wealthy.
You got Steve Jobs types, and you've got
That's true. And
you
then
own
and then you've
Amazon.
got-
I get that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, those aren't the guys that are hiring people.
Right.
Me personally, I prefer to have female clients.
I prefer female bosses at work too.
Or
To be
that
honest
too.
with you.
That too. But
Yeah.
it's the job can be done a little bit better with a female client. You don't have much control over female clients, but you can your threat assessment and I know you guys are probably like threat assessment. What is this? But there's terminology we have the threat assessment,
Especially if they're a minor celebrity, kind of making
right.
it forward.
All of that makes a difference in what she's talking or singing about, or what her career is, what her lane
It's more
is.
cut and dry, huh?
Yeah.
I could see
guys, for the most part, well, celebrities, artists, entertainers, the guys have guys chasing them, girls chasing them. The guys could be for whatever reason. Maybe you represent a gang that they don't like, or they're not affiliated. Like, those are all things that every city we go to, we have to look into. What type of crowd are we bringing? Where are we? What part of the city are we in? Like, do you have any problems with anybody in the city? It's a lot that goes into it. But on the flip side, there's a lot of benefits that come from this. Like just last night, I was with Wiz Khalifa and his bodyguards. And like I've met them, known them for a couple years now, and we hit it up. They're in town. Like, hey, come get some work in. You know, they're big on MMA, but really BJJ. That's their thing.
Okay.
And then they be like, you know, you're a bare knuckle champion. You've been doing your thing for a while. Come in, you know, come give us a hand and teach us something. Bring that knowledge. Bring your shin guards.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, man, I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to. Did you watch that ASAP Rocky video?
Of over there in Sweden?
Sweden.
I watched part of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw enough. But what's your question?
Well, I'm going to be really honest here.
Okay.
There were several times while watching that video where I said, enough. Kick his ass.
Oh, of the guy that kept egging. Yeah.
Enough. Mm-hmm. And the professionalism that bodyguard and his people, and the people with ASAP Rocky, they're not punks.
Nope.
You know, so I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, they're soft. They're from,
they're
rich
from,
suburb that kind of made it. No.
They're from the same neighborhood he's from. They all pretty much grew up together.
The amount of restraint that was shown by them in this incident was shocking.
Mm-hmm. Well, they understand, though. Like,
do
ASAP,
they understand? Because I know I couldn't have I didn't understand. You know, they understand better than me. I believe I've got a pretty good grasp of reality.
Right.
And I'm just sitting here going, hey, you know, guys from, you know,
New York,
adverse areas of the world. I mean, they face a lot of adversity to get to where they're at. Why don't you guys just do what it is you do best and teach this stupid dude a lesson?
Because of, one, when you're out the country, you don't know the laws of the country you're in. Like over here, if that happens over here,
they're giving
different
him an
ball
award.
game. Exactly. Like it's a different ball game. You were antagonizing. They told you multiple times to leave him alone, and you kept pushing.
About
now
30 or 40.
what you got is justified. Over there, it's not the same.
Yeah, the problem is because I was in an issue over in Coventry, and what was explained to us was, if at any point, let's just say 10 guys are beating you up, and you're in a bar, and you hit them with a chair, or you hit them with a bottle, and man, thank God, because it saved your life, the person that hit the person with the chair and the bottle, even though he's got 10 guys beating him up, you're doing a year in jail. Yeah. And that's what happened there. See? I guess someone threw a bottle at the guy.
But it wasn't ASAP. But they're not going to tell who it was. Or ASAP's not going to say who it was because it was in his camp. So now ASAP's going to take the fall for it because he was the main.
They hit the guy with a bottle, and it didn't break or anything like that. And then they went to the police station and told on themselves, going, hey, man, this is what happened. While this guy was hassling us, some girls came up. Yeah, he was grabbing our butts earlier. Like this guy, you know, was super aggressive with women. And, you know, I know people are dumping on him, and it's real easy. And what do I know about rap? You know, I'm a freaking white dude that listens to, you know, outlaw country music. You know, I don't know shit about that world.
Right.
But I will say what's happening to him is wrong. And whatever, you know, people are just trying to justify on both sides of the political spectrum of why it's okay for him to be in jail. And it's not right, man.
Well,
it's not right.
It's not right because but at the same time, now you have to reap what you sow. Before this happened,
man, dude, come on, bro.
Well.
All right, he didn't stand up for Black Lives Matter.
Well, he was like, I can't relate. Fine. First of all, he's from New York. I believe he's from the Bronx. So therefore, you can relate because at one point in time, before you got to where you are now, you were in this same circle. You were in this same group of people, the same demographic, on pins and needles anytime you see the police. So you can't relate. You, like he said, I'm in Soho, I'm in Malibu, I'm in with all these rich people. I can't relate to these issues y'all having.
You knew that was going to come and bite him in the ass.
So now here it is, a couple months later, he's in a position where he's getting fucked. And now he's calling for assistance. Everybody like, shit, he turned his back on us?
You know, man, this is what I do know. And I don't know about any of that stuff. But I do have some friends. You know, you go on my Facebook page. You know, I get invited to a lot of. Every once in a while, I get invited to an event where there's like Foo Fighters a couple years ago, backstage hanging out with them. A lot of times, those people get approached. multiple times a day.
Yep.
Well, there's a cancer person. There's, a golf outing for that person. And it's non-stop. And, I don't know if they caught him on a bad day. What do I know? But I know he just said, listen, stop. And I think Wiz Khalifa did the same thing at some point. I think Wiz Khalifa's got a couple where, like, hey, man, I can't relate. Leave me alone.
Right.
And,
but Wiz is mentally, he's more stable. He's on a higher level. The people he keep around him, they're all good people, and they understand what's going on. I don't know who ASAP has around him.
The people that, let's just pretend that they're not good people, they handle themselves incredibly well.
I mean,
over there.
but he's the prize. He's like the reason you guys are in Sweden is because of him. So you got to protect him, but you can't. They're all about. Nobody wants bad publicity, especially.
But we're here speaking from you do security.
I do.
How would you handle that situation
with him
as his security guard? Because his security guard was the guy that was getting dogged.
Oh, I would have got. ASAP would have been. He wouldn't have been there. As soon as I felt like there was an energy there, we would have got him out of. Like that's when you're trained.
Okay,
when you take your classes, there's a threat. Get your guy out of there. Get him to the last safest location that you know. If you guys are out walking the street, I guarantee
you gotta swallow your pride sometimes, huh?
You can't win everything. You have to be smart, and that people don't think. They just do.
Man, you're right on that because his bodyguard. He swallowed a lot of pride before they kicked that guy's ass. And you know what? If they just would have got ASAP Rocky,
just get him out of there. Get him out of there.
It just...
Or if nothing else...
Jump in a taxi.
You can have the guys get ASAP. They know him. You defer him. Or have somebody else defer him. Make a wall. Block him off while you get your guy out of there. Future, when he was over... I don't know where he was. He's overseas. The bodyguard he had got knocked out. At the airport.
He got sucker punched.
He did get sucker punched, but now I got the story on the back end.
How I'm watching these videos is ridiculous.
I mean,
but go ahead.
It's probably, you're in tune with me, so it's coming up to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he had beat up 6 guys that were trying to get the Future before. Like, they just showed the knockout. Before that, there was an argument. Future's trying to go about his business. The bodyguard beat up 6 people. He's a boxer, and he trains other bodyguards over there. Where he messed up was... 1, he had his hood on.
Situational awareness.
2, he's walking away with his head down, and his client is somewhere over there. That's not how the game works. You just beat up 6 people. Why are you turning your back to anyone?
Put yourself on a wall.
Why is your hood on? Exactly. Like, this is all stuff you're taught. Like you said, situational.
He was peacocking.
He got caught. Yeah. It's on video. Now you'll probably never get hired again.
Damn.
You'll probably never get hired again because even though you beat up 6 people, you saved your client. Your client was going to his flight safe and sound. Like Future said, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I was on my way where I had to go. That was on them. Security-wise, you should never put yourself in a position to where you can't see what's going on. I go out to eat. I'm positioned where I can see the door, the main door, the exit, and my head is on a swivel. I'm listening to everything. Like I was out with my family at Chili's. And there's a girl, I'm sitting by the window, but I can see everything. There's a girl, she's runs by the window, and there's a girl chasing her with pepper spray.
Oh, my God.
And 2 other girls coming to jump on her.
The World Star?
Well, it definitely could have been there. I mean, they're banging on the windows, and I'm looking at everything going on. Anywhere I go, my head is on a swivel. This day and age, you have to be.
So if you and I went out like for dinner one night,
we're safe.
We'd be sitting on the same side. It'd be like they must be on a date. two bald dudes. They found each other,
sharing the same spaghetti.
Not a good-looking couple.
I'm pretty sure we'd be positioned where we could see everything. But it definitely worked out.
I'm the same way, man.
And it's at a point now where I go out, Amber. She looks. She's like, no, we can't sit there. He needs to be where he can see everything that's going on.
I'm the same way, bro.
But
where did you grow up?
I grew up here.
Yeah.
I mean,
south side of Chicago.
California, then I moved here. I've been here the last 17 years.
I mean, it is what it is, man. What it is.
But I've been doing security clubs since I was 20. I'm 34 now. And then once I already had the awareness from being there. Because in the club, you can't hear everything. But your eyes are your ears. You see everything. You'll hear a loud pop, or you might hear that pop, but you'll see the crowd open up, and automatically you know something's going on over there. Like you just learn. Like I said, you have to be a student in life. you have to learn as you go.
Okay, so you're talking about shootings in clubs. Are we talking South Suburban clubs, if I have to kind of guess this location?
Yep, we are.
How did I guess?
Take a pick. I'm pretty sure you could just toss a name up there. You know
Arnie's.
it's going to be it. Arnie's is a hit.
Mr. Ricky's?
Mr. Rick. That's where I started. I started at Mr. Ricky's.
I know nothing about either of those clubs.
Adriana's.
Adriana's.
I was at Adriana's. I was there one night. A guy got shot. He died 2 hours later. But he got shot. He got shot in the club. No, it was inside.
I heard about it.
He got
Carry
shot
him
with
outside? No,
with
he may have done a
22.
lot.
I mean, I didn't hear the pop, but it was a Future concert night. Future, he never even showed because of what happened. The guy got shot. Somebody shot him like this.
Ooh, that sucks.
It was a 22.
They catch the guy?
No, he got out. They had the guy laying outside the club for maybe 45 minutes before anybody got there to save him. Same night, in the back of the parking lot, a girl gets shot in the head.
I remember that. This is like 7-8 years ago.
No, this is
This was close. What are we in? This was
2019?
maybe 15.
2015, okay. All right.
Yeah, 15.
4 or 5 years ago? Really?
Yep. Right about before I went to Vegas. Yep.
Yeah, no, dude, that would suck.
But
man.
it's
They asked me to do a cage fight there, and I'm just like,
well, no, it would have worked. They have the banquets on the backside, and they're huge.
Come
Like
on, man.
like
I
it.
ain't
They've
doing
done them
this
before, and it worked. It's just that at night when you get the animals. Let me not say the animals. No, you get the animals and you get the liquor, and they become different.
get a little
animals.
grimy. Yeah.
You got those. Every group of guys, there's gonna be a guy in there. They'll have the gun broken down completely.
Every single time I've been in, and it's been years, you'd walk in there, and I tell you what, the search that they would do on you was, I mean, they searched me real good. Well, they're probably looking for a wire. I'm a white dude in a black club.
That's why they probably thought you were undercover. You were
Yeah,
coming to school by the
yeah,
team.
it's
So
probably
they're gonna give you a thorough check
Yeah.
just so it shows that they're on their square.
he's one of them people, dude. Yeah,
Hey, dog, facts,
Yeah,
facts,
dude.
facts.
I was at
Who'd you come in
Adriana's.
there with?
I tell you what, I was. My guy Jerome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you might have got a pass. You could look like you're
Nah. Dude, I went to Adriana's and I was sitting at the bar, and I'm not. This interview's about you, but we're talking.
We're here.
We're trading stories.
Yeah.
So the girl wanted to fight, and she was a bartender. Real pretty girl, and women are a hard commodity to
How
come
long
by.
was this?
I was still married at the time, so I want to say maybe 2011, 2012. Okay, so real pretty girl, Hispanic girl. So I go there. I don't drink. I haven't had a sip of alcohol since I was 18. I don't drink. And I order an orange juice, and my guy Jerome is there, and he overhears something on the radio. Oh, he's not even drinking? They shut the whole club down. Yep, club's closed. No one's here. They're like,
Get him out.
there was just like, yeah, he's a police.
They're doing an investigation.
I remember calling Jonah up after that. Jonah, obviously another person of color, and I'm like, yeah, dude, they shut an entire bar down because I was white and not drinking at a club.
That's funny. That's funny. And I'm pretty sure I know who made that call.
It was a
That's
Hispanic
funny.
guy. He was the manager there.
Sergio.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's funny.
But hey, dude, I don't know what they got going
He's
on
not
there.
even drinking.
Yeah. Orange juice. What?
You're right. He's definitely watching somebody.
Yeah,
Shut it down.
Shut it down. We ain't losing our liquor license.
That's
Get him
funny.
out of here.
Yeah.
Why does that guy keep polishing his belt buckle?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a tricky game here, man. It is. Did you notice there was like a different feel when you were in California and Vegas as compared to Chicago? Like you could actually relax a little bit more.
Cali, not so much.
I felt it when
You're
I was
different.
out there. Is that whole privilege thing that keeps going?
Well, it's not even a privilege thing. It's just that where I'm gonna be, no matter where I'm at in Cali, I'm gonna get looked at. I'm not even talking about police because
Yeah.
they're the last on my radar.
Yeah.
It's the gangs. It's the people that if I have a hat on,
who you represent.
Exactly. In California,
You're right.
That's
You're right.
everything. Hats are everything. What is it? It can have no matter if I come with a Sox hat on, in LA, they're gonna think I'm a part of this gang. If I come with a Cubs hat, I'm this. Like, you can't wear hats.
And you know what the tricky part is, man, in California? Like, you going down these streets and it's all like really well manicured lawns. There's nice cars in the driveway. You stop and people start coming out of the house like, well, whoa, hold. How do we get here? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you can't understand you're in a bad area.
You won't. You won't.
You have no idea.
You won't. Like, prime example, when I'm in LA, I'm in South Central, where Nipsey Hussle was from.
Man, dude, that was sad.
The streets are clean, smooth, no potholes, no cracks.
No holes in buildings.
Palm trees, perfect palm trees up and down the blocks.
Manicured lawns.
But you will never think that these people live in these neighborhoods. They come outside and it's like, whoa. And they gonna ask you, if they don't recognize you, they're gonna ask you, who are you? Where you from? Who you know?
That's exactly what happened. He was like a Hispanic dude. He's like, hey man, hey, I say. And I'm
like,
and I speak Spanish.
He thought you were one.
And I'm like, hey, que pedo? Like, that's kind of like an aggressive way to say, hey man, what the fuck is up? He's like, hey man, hey, I say. And he's doing his hands up, hey, que pedo?
See, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm like, he's like, man, fuck you with, man? And I'm like,
I'm just looking for tacos.
I go, you know what, man? Yeah. I'm just trying to get something to eat, man. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this really isn't working out real well. I can see, we don't have a good energy here. I'm gonna get the fuck on. And he's like, yeah, it's probably your best bet. I'm like, you know what? I think you might be right.
Now at the same time, but that's here too, though. You can't. Yeah. Harvey? No, I can't walk down Harvey. I can't walk in Harvey. I was in 159th and Halsted. This soccer field, semi-pro football. We're back there practicing. The Mexicans is back there on the soccer field. They just had a game. I didn't think nothing of it, but I had my hat on. He said, hey, you GD? I was like, nah, not over here. Nah, homie, you GD. 5 minutes later, 6 cars pull up. They're whistling, and I'm like, oh, time to go. Because you can't argue with them. Man. You can't argue with them. Nope. And I mean, they came fast.
Now you're trying to leave with as many holes as you arrived with, man.
Not that. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a slippery slope, man. It really is.
You got to know where you are. You got to keep your head on the swivel.
I think it's easier here, though, than in, I remember, I'm in California, and I'm walking down the street, and this dude, younger guy, good shape, hey, man. And he's like, I'm like, man, did I drop my phone? I got everything. Right. And he's running down the street. It's a white dude. I mean, not that means anything, but he looked like a regular white dude.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like he's, baggy pants. It's not like he's representing anything.
Right.
No facial tattoos. And I'm like, okay, man, what's this guy want? And he runs up to me and he's like, hey, man, you got any change, bro? And I'm like, you're chasing me down a whole city block asking me for change?
Nope.
And I'm like, the minute I pull my pocket, it's going to be a robbery.
Yep.
So I'm just like, man, I kind of went at him. It's a white dude. I'm a white dude.
I'm going to go for it.
I went all in. I called him a couple names, ride the fuck out. I was cool, kept going, but I don't know, I get confused on the coast.
No, you did right.
Yeah, but I get confused. They're like, here, I'm good.
You're running at me asking for change. All right. As soon as I reach in my pocket, as soon as I take my eyes off you, you're doing something.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen.
But it's a different system there than it is here.
Yeah. But that's everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's different. Everybody has their laws for that area or that city or whatever the case may be. Like, everybody has different things they respect and honor.
That's fucked up, dude. I just try to do me, go home. Got a kid. She looks up to me. I try to do things in order not to change that.
And that's my angle on everything. Like, I have kids at home that look for me to come home, so I can't get caught up here with you knuckleheads. I can't get caught up, not at all.
No.
Maybe some years ago y'all could have got me, but now, no.
How did you stay out of that, man? I mean, obviously you can fight. You're a go-getter. You're certainly somebody that they would champion.
What do you mean? Oh, in that life?
I mean, they're like, go get them, man.
I've never been a follower. You got
older brothers or sisters?
I'm the oldest.
So your parents leaned on you to kind of be an example for the younger ones?
Yeah, an example of what not to be. I've heard that a few times. Not from my mom, but my stepdad. But I mean, I've always did my own thing. Like, I always went against the grain. Like, people want to go follow and do this and join it. For what? What are you going to get out of it? What is it going to do for you? Look at everybody else you know that's in that life, aside from family or brotherhood. What does it do for you? What does it bring you?
Right.
Because the people that are in charge not gonna
They
give
don't
you.
even visit you when you get locked up, man. You know, it's weird.
Depends.
Yeah.
It depends on how important or how big you were in the system.
Man, you take a long piece. You stop.
No, I
there
don't
for-
know. Yeah, no.
you
I
start-
got a buddy.
You gotta wait to run into him.
One of my closest friends. He's on a 20-year bid right now.
Damn.
He's been in there 11 years. Going to be 12 in May.
Man, there was a guy that I went to high school with. He was doing bank robberies in Vegas, and he got caught for like 5 or 6 of them. But like in Vegas, there's like a database where you can watch other bank robbery footage, and I'm like, I found like 10 more. I'm like, man, that's dude, that's him. And I'm like once a month, I'd throw $20 on his books. I did it for like I did it like 2 or 3 years, but I really liked him in high school. I didn't talk to him for a while. Someone told me he was locked up. I start looking. I'm like, damn, that's him.
This guy was good. He really got
Yeah,
good.
he
at
had
this.
like one of those exploding packets that went off, and like it knocked him down. And one of the neighbors saw him. Like, he had dye all over him. Yeah, they told on him. Yeah, yeah. I think he looked in the bag.
Yep,
when it exploded.
that's how you open the bag.
Is that how it goes,
Yes,
or is it just like
literally.
on a timer?
No, once you rip that bag open, that's what they're doing there. They're ripping those bags. There's a certain way you got to open those bags. And usually they have to come with a key. You open those bags. My mom works at a bank.
Okay, but I thought it was like a packet that's thrown into the bag.
Yeah, well, like when they're transporting the money, yeah. So once you take that bag and you open it, literally as soon as you open it, poof.
What makes it? What triggers it?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way he's opening the bag. Maybe there's not a sensor that's supposed to be there that'll prevent it from popping. I couldn't
Because
tell
if it's
you.
like shaking, I'm assuming you're running
True.
with the bag at some point.
True, but but when you're running, most likely you're going to be securing it. So all that movement inside the bag
knows,
is not.
man?
I'll ask my mom and find out. I'll get back.
Man, I'll tell you this. I'm interested in that. I wonder how that works.
She's told me. But there was a bank robbery here a few years back where that happened. It didn't explode. Somehow they got the money out. They got caught. They were burning the money in the back. Some of the money had the ink on it, and the blue smoke was going off.
No.
Yeah.
It's like a smoke signal.
Basically, like, here we are with the money. Follow the blue smoke.
No shit. That's good stuff,
Yeah.
man.
That's dumb. That's America's dumbest criminals right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some Darwin stuff.
Yeah. Criminals are dumb.
So what's next? What's your goals? How about for this year? For the next 12 months? Obviously, you got Sherman coming up.
Sherman, of course. I don't know. I got a lot going on. Like as far as fighting, I don't know. I just want to hold these belts. Like when I won the HFC belt, I lost in my first title defense.
Damn.
And I told myself I can't do that again.
That hurts, man.
It hurt. I mean, I had the flu. I ended up catching the flu that Sunday fight, the week of the fight, and it drained me. And
Yeah, you're not one to pull out of a fight either.
oh, hell no. What? Fight week? Mm-mm. Everybody told me for the championship fight for Bare Knuckle that I should have pulled out when I got to the venue.
Not feeling good or what?
Nah, it was a change of paperwork.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was a change.
I read between the lines.
It was
All
a
right,
change
so
of
anyway.
paperwork. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. We're here. I've been waiting all this time for this moment. I'm going through with it.
Yeah, I think we actually talked about that on last.
Yeah, in the last podcast.
Oh, matter of fact, we did. Yeah. So okay,
They changed the zero.
they took off 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Still a good payday, though.
fuck it, I'm here. I don't even give a fuck. I've been waiting for this moment. I'm about to get these bells, get this check, and get my ass home.
Yeah.
Fuck it. But that's what happened with the show in Cheyenne. Not Cheyenne. There was another BKB show, another bare knuckle boxing show out there that Sean Merriman was on.
Oh, that was that other guy that went to prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I feel bad
the
for
day like
Boss Rutan. Boss Rutan's taking a
Yep.
major hit on that
So
one.
they were pushing the fight, and then I guess they got to the time for the show, and they tried
what
to
had
change his
happened
contract.
was- yeah.
And he was like, "Nah, I'm not fighting." And that's when after that, the whole show was like...
No one got paid anyway.
No one got paid. That's when everything blew up, and I was like, damn, see, I should have took that route. No, I did right. I got these belts. I'm in the Hall of Fame now.
You know, man, there might be... You get enough title defenses, there's going to be a bust of you in that Hall of Fame. Man, do you know how incredible that would be?
I hope they put my my plaque right next to Mike Tyson.
You're pretty cool.
Tyson's in there.
Tyson's in the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame?
You know, we know he didn't do any bare knuckle boxing, but if he was to do bare knuckle, he would.
You know, at the end of the day, I think that was just to breathe some life into it. Okay,
probably.
Yeah.
Because like you go in the house, excuse me, where John L. Sullivan trained, like it's got plaques and boxing shorts and shoes from different fighters who've boxed over the years.
Hey, who's the curator? Do you remember his name? Who's the guy that owns the Hall of Fame? Come on. It's
Scott?
Is it
Bert?
Is that the older guy? He's the one that hands out the medals at all the events?
That Scott is the man behind. He's the president. He runs all of that.
The Police Gazette, too. Okay, so essentially, so people can kind of catch up, the Police Gazette was like essentially it was like a periodical, and they would talk about crimes in the neighborhoods and stuff like that.
I saw
and
that.
It was actually a local newspaper. And
They have a Twitter page.
And well, this is, way back in the day. And essentially, they realized that when they would cover bare knuckle boxing, they would sell more, and regular boxing, they would sell more publications. So, like, when all the other newspapers were like, well, hey, we're not covering this stuff because, we're above it and it's barbaric, they kind of took the TMZ route and went there, and they blew up. And they blew up so much that they became the authority. So, like, back in the day, there wasn't judges for old boxing and for old boxing events. They relied on the newspapers to decide the event. So the next morning is when you would find out who actually won the event.
Wow.
So the Police Gazette was like a huge organization, and they actually, prior to the Police Gazette getting involved, they would have sashes for guys. So it was like, well, I'm the champion, and I would wear a robe, like just a sash around my waist or a cross, or it was like a red sash.
Right, something, let it be
Jack
known.
Johnson has a sash that a friend of mine in Costa Rica owns. And the Police Gazette are the ones that kind of organize it and came out with belts and stuff like that. So when people are like, well, the Police Gazette, it's really weird. No, man, that's a history. That is the oldest belt in the world.
I saw one of them.
Yeah,
like the one I have is an older belt, but I saw like one of the first belts, and I mean it's maybe like if I put it on, it's gonna be like
how much do you think it weighs? Is it hollow or is it thick?
It was a replica. It wasn't the original. Okay. He was like, this is the same format and everything, but this is not the original. We couldn't get the original, so we had a replica made. But I mean it was lighter than.
Do you know how much it would cost to have a replica made? You're talking, that's like a $5,000.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably about this long, and it had full pictures of guys on there.
Really?
Yeah, like the WBC just puts the little pins on the. No, it had
like Bob Fitzsimmons.
Probably about a picture about this big of a guy or whoever had the belt. And
that's
maybe
cool,
about
man.
5 to 10 pictures on there. It was nice though.
You know what? Like I'm not a fan of collecting belts by any stretch of the imagination. Any belts you see around here are through my organization. So something like that, a replica of that, I would 100% own. There's just too much history there, man.
Yeah, it's at the Hall of Fame out there in Belfast. It's on display.
Did they do a casting of your fists or anything? Or
No.
Man, bro.
No.
I'll talk to him about that.
Okay. Right, I mean, hey.
What they do is like they get like a 5-gallon bucket. You dip your hands in, you make a fist, and then they pour plaster in it, and then it's just like, hey, this is Arnold Adams' fist right here.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean they do it for like when you go to the Boxing Hall of Fame, they've got like Primo Carnera.
Why not? This is bare knuckle like that. Yeah, yay.
Well, I mean they do it now. I mean it's not like I'm thinking of anything new.
I mean, but he's not. Yeah. So it'd be something to present to Scott.
Yeah, and it's cheap.
And I'm pretty sure he'd go for it.
That'd be cool, dude. You know what, man? Like, I know you got T-shirts, like you're selling T-shirts. I know you got T-shirts like that you're doing just like for like local guys and fans and stuff like that. You know, man, like if you were to do like you were to get 5, 6, 7, 8 wins in a row, I'd like you to start selling some plastered hands of yourself too, some fists of yourself. And, I mean, hey, you might only sell 20 of them, but at the end of the day, man, You got some hardened fans out there that would really appreciate something like that.
They're every day. It may be like 2 or 3, but I get people, man, I love watching you fight. I love seeing you fight. You know?
Wait till you're active, though. You know, you get 5 or 6 defenses. I mean,
now-
you're going to have 20, 30,000 Instagram followers.
Well, it's coming. It's growing. I'm rubbing elbows and meeting people, shaking hands.
Yeah.
So it's growing. It's getting there.
You know, he shows up at my events and stuff like that with the belts, and I mean, you're taking pictures
All
long
night,
there. Yeah.
all night. Unless I'm sitting down by you, I'm taking pictures.
It's
all
cool,
night.
man. Yeah, and it's good for you, and it's like he helped out at a local high school.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me
Yeah,
about it.
with the boxing and stuff like that. I think they sent out to all the alumni, that you're fighting on that day. Yeah.
Really?
Which is cool, you know?
Yeah, no. Hey, if I can build a solid core base here, that'd be that. One, it'll make me happy, and 2, it'll open up so much more.
It could only help, you know?
It can only help. That's all it can do.
Yeah. No, you're not one to kind of shy away from that stuff, which is good. I mean, you can't, you know?
You got to embrace it.
You're the champ.
It comes with it. It comes with it. I earned it, and I got to get ready for it. I just wish the media outlets here would pick up on this more.
They will give us
How you know what though? They should have already. Like
The heavyweight champ is here for this sport.
I remember calling Cologne up, and I'm like, "Hey, Steve," I go, this is actually kind of a big deal. And Cologne's like, "Yeah, it is kind of a big deal, and no one's giving it the love it deserves." And I'm just like, my mind is blown. I'm like, this is a big deal.
Oh, the guys I was with yesterday sparring, one of the guys, Lonnie is his name, he's on FaceTime with Tyron Woodley.
Okay, cool.
And, he's like, yeah, look who they brought this guy in to spar. Look how big his shoulders is. He's a bare knuckle, this, that, and that. And he turns the phone towards me. Oh, I recognize his face. That is the bare knuckle heavyweight champion right there.
You haven't fought in a minute.
I haven't, but I was like,
That's Tyron Woodley.
exactly, like, you know what? Like, he's well known. He's established.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who he
He's
is.
on TMZ.
And he recognized my face.
Man, he
pretty cool, huh?
Definitely.
I met his family. His mom is just a gorgeous human being, man.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of the yelling you hear during his fights, that's not a girlfriend
That's
or
it.
wife. That's mom.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
That's her. That's my mom. Every fight. Knock his ass out so he can go home. Stop playing with these motherfuckers. Ringside, top of her lungs.
He was a difficult birth. Did I know? Did I know that? Don't hurt my baby.
I think what it is, I'm her oldest. I'm her favorite. And like I'm the only one that's done that's done combat sports.
Okay.
Brother played football, sister was a cheerleader.
Cool.
But it's like the individual, the combat sports, the wrestling, the fighting, you got to get into it. Football, you can sit there. Oh, he's not out there. He's on defense. This is offense right now. We chilling, talking, eating, whatever. This sport, when I'm in there, forever long I'm in that ring, that cage, she's locked in. You just can't sit there and just be. It's not boring. There's nothing boring about this sport.
Yeah.
There's no sitting there. No, you're top of your lungs screaming. You got to be into it. It's the crowd. It's the energy in the building.
You see a lot of guys that are ADHD, like that hyperactive disorder, and when they get into that ring, the focus that they have is incredible. Like a lot of fighters actually fall into that category. They were raised ADHD. They were just ADHD growing up. You too? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was on Ritalin for years.
Man, me too, growing
Like I took myself off of it. I was like, I'm not taking this shit no more. Like these little red pills don't do nothing for me. In fact, I feel like they make me worse. Take myself off the prescription. I stopped getting in trouble. I started sitting down and focusing in school. Like 7th grade, I stopped. 8th grade, never went to the principal's office, never got suspended. 7th grade, I got suspended 3 times in a week.
No.
Yes.
See, you know what, man? When something like that's going on, it's either not the kid's fault or something that's happening outside his control, or he's just, he's going to be in prison soon. Yeah. It's one of the two.
They thought I had ADD, ADHD, whatever they prescribed me. But it's always deeper than that. It's you got to find outlets for kids. The kids who are hyper, who can't sit still, the normal ways don't work for them. So take the time and figure out what it is.
It could be a food allergy.
Everyone just, I'll write them off. Give them a prescription. Let's get them on these pills. Let's keep this money coming in. I know that's what it was.
I've seen food allergy, like sugar in particular.
Sugar.
Man-made refined sugars.
The refined sugar, the white sugar, yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's even sleep apnea. Mm-hmm. Sometimes kids are just not sleeping well at night,
Yep.
and their brains are going haywire.
My oldest and my son, they had their adenoids removed because of that. They had sleep apnea.
Them, huh?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, my daughter, she doesn't. She can sleep better. My son does too, but he's Mr. Get Up and Go.
Yeah. So, what does your brother and sister think about all this?
My brother's like, you've been fighting for years. You've been doing this. My sister, she loves it. I don't think she's been to a match yet, though.
Well, I mean, you got to. It's not easy to get there.
I don't think she's been to one, and my kids haven't been to one. They've seen me on TV, but they've never been to one.
Are they yelling at you when you're on TV?
The baby is, that's my daddy. That's my daddy. But the other two, they're just like, whatever. That's dad. Now my son, with his friends, he's bragging. He's big time bragging.
You guys want to watch my dad hurt somebody?
Like he's got an old shirt with a picture of me with the extended punch on Beltrain. He wears to school. Who's that on your shirt? That's my dad. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, my dad will beat your dad.
And yes, that is his next response. My dad will beat your dad. What? And then they come over and then they see the belts and they see me and they're like,
"Can I get an autograph?"
Exactly. Oh man, you got that belt. You did this. Yes. So he wasn't lying. What he's saying, it was true.
Isn't it funny, man?
I am the champ. And it's like, it always makes me wonder, like, what your dad got going on? What is your dad? He got some belts at home? Is your dad a fighter? But I don't want to be rude, so I don't ask him. But in the back of my mind, my son's got the cool dad.
Yeah, see, my daughter likes coming to. Well, she doesn't come to a lot of my events, but she knows I do them, and she's real proud of me as well.
It's dope, like to be a part of something like this and to see it happen, and know that your father or your whoever it is to you is behind this. This is them.
Well, here at that boxing event that I took you to, and they announced you in the ring and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, this is Arnold Adams, and you got the belts, and she's just like, what? You know him? Like, yeah, we're cool.
Yeah. And the kids give the best reactions.
Yeah.
Like adults, hey, can I get a picture, champ? All right, man, take it easy. But the kids, like, it's genuine with them.
Yeah.
When I was in Cheyenne for the first fight, and I was at this restaurant, me, Lloyd. It was me, Lloyd. I want to say
Tom
George and Tom.
Yeah,
I think we're at
George Gonzalez. Okay.
I think we're at Applebee's, and we're sitting at the bar watching Bilal fight, UFC fight night. The family behind me, they come up and they're like, "Is this you on the billboard and on the fight card?" I'm like, "Yeah." And his daughter was terrified. She did not want to take a picture. Everyone else took a picture. This one little girl was like, "No, I'm good." I didn't have the belts.
Mean.
I mean, but I got this fight coming. My beard is there. Yeah. Probably don't see too many big black guys in the Cheyenne.
Right? Yeah.
So I get it. They come to the fight. After the fight, she comes up to me. She hands me a note and asks for a picture.
Aww.
I opened the note. She was like, "Arnold Adams is the best. You had a great fight." She's got a smiley face in the corner.
Dude, how cool is that?
Right?
Man?
So I took a picture with it, and I was like, "This is what I love kids. Like I used to coach Dalton Bears.
Dude,
if you can't connect with the kids,
storied program, Dalton Bears football.
Yeah, I used to coach Dalton Bears. Yeah, back in the day, when it was like a powerhouse.
Jonathan McNabb went through there, man.
He did.
Yes, he did.
His mom still lives in Dalton, right?
I have no idea.
I think so. I remember driving behind like a Blazer back in
and the plate said
McNabb, and then there was a Philly Eagle. And
okay, that's probably her. That's probably her.
You know what's kind of crazy? Like, there's a lot of famous people in that family. Like Danny Glover's related to him.
And
really?
A couple.
And Seth Jones, who is one of the best defensive hockey players, is like his nephew, and his other uncle played for the Denver Nuggets.
So good genes over there,
man. Big time.
Okay,
good family, man. Real good family.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. So I love the kids What can I say?
How can you not, man?
I mean, like they're genuine and they're innocent.
There's love there, man.
There's love. There's innocence. They still have their innocence.
Yeah.
It shows. They really get excited over certain things.
Yeah.
And see somebody with belts, like you always see them on TV. The wrestlers have belts or the boxers with belts. You never see anybody with belts in person. So when they see that person, it's like they're starstruck. I'm not even a star. But they're starstruck.
It's usually like the same 2 or 3 questions that every kid asks, but you know what? It's cool, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
In today's day and age, too, these kids are so glued to their tablets where they're not real conversational
TVs,
anyway.
Computers. Nope.
So, when they have the opportunity to interact, man, why wouldn't you take that opportunity, you know?
I was in Miami, and the kid approached me. I was in Miami at the airport, getting ready to come back home, and the kid approached me. He was like, "Are you a boxer?"
I look like I've been punched in the face a whole bunch of times.
This was after the Tampa card, after BKFC 6.
Okay, cool.
We fly to Miami to catch our flight back home, and the kid walks out. I think he's 14. He was on his way to Costa Rica. He was like, "Are you a boxer?" Like, "Yeah, I am." He was like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yes."
He was stalking you, man. Good for him.
But like we were sitting there charging my phones, waiting for we were on standby. So you know how that is when you're on standby, you're waiting to catch a flight. He's walking through the terminal and then just cuts towards me. And I'm sitting over here on my phone, playing around. Kicks it off, pulls it up. Yeah, that's me. We just had to show you that. Oh man, this is crazy. And he's watching the fight while he's sitting in the airport. So I recorded him. I'm like, look at this is real. This is a real fan.
How cool is that, man?
It was dope. He followed me on Instagram. I followed him back and gave him a shout out. Everything.
That's cool, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's what life is all about, you know.
That's when I was like, am I a celebrity? Did I finally cross that line? Am I like a D-list
you might
celebrity
be
right now?
You'll be Bieber soon, man.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, calling out Tom Cruise. Yeah.
I wish.
No, that's cool. So August 10th. That's
August
your
10th.
fight. That's why you're here. You're here to plug your
August
event.
10th, in Biloxi, Mississippi. I'm fighting Chase Sherman, UFC vet, ex-UFC vet. I guess they released him. 13-12. 13-6 with 12 knockouts. So, I mean, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a banger.
He's going to be 0-1-1 after this, right?
Facts.
That's good.
I mean, facts.
How active do you want to be?
I don't know. Because in the tournament, I bitched. I didn't tell anybody.
Were you too active?
I was like, damn, man, this is 3 fights in 4 months. Holy shit. Like, when you look at it, it was June 2nd.
Man, dude, that's no
August
punk,
25th,
bro.
October 20th. But, like, now my hands weren't sore or nothing, but I was like, damn, man, I don't even get a chance to get fat again before I fight.
You know what, man? I think those days might be over, bro.
They might be. So I thought 3 times in 4 months was too much, but I feel maybe like 4 times a month. 4 times a year.
Yeah, I'd be a little vocal. You know, I mean, I think you were shelved a little.
Like every 3 months, every 4 months. 4 times a year, 3 times a year is cool with me. Not too much, but from what I was told from Mr. Feldman, get this fight. It goes smooth. So he's got some big names coming for me after this. He didn't give me any names.
Who are you thinking?
Anthony Johnson.
I don't think Johnson. There's a lot of baggage with him, and
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be him. Like he's the fighter ambassador, I believe.
don't even know what that
so like
means.
fighter relations, basically.
okay.
Like,
how often do you call him in regards to having issues?
Did you call him to get an interview with us or not?
Honestly, I don't
How'd that conversation go?
I don't know if he likes me or if he's too fond of me. So when that whole thing came out a couple months ago about the domestic, I put a tweet out about that.
Man, and I hate to say it, man, but if it gets that serious, leave your house.
Yeah, I've never been there.
No.
No.
But you're also not a drinker, though.
I'm not, but I've had some situations where I could have went there.
Easily.
But it's like, if I go, you're probably going to die. So let's not even... I'm going to just go ahead and leave.
If it gets to that point, man, you just got to go.
Now, it's not that easy, though. It's definitely not that easy. Because that same situation, they will block the door And no matter what door you go to, they are there. And if you try to move them, pull the door, now they want to flop, scream, and do all this. So people get those reports and they automatically assume the worst before they know exactly what happened. It is he say, she say.
Man, that's rough.
It is. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to take the side of the woman before they even hear your side. He's 5 times the size of whatever woman he's talking to. Automatically, they're going to assume that he did something
guilty.
to her.
Yeah.
Now, she probably didn't have not a bruise, not a cut, scrape, or scratch,
just
nowhere.
A word.
But just the fact that the big black guy, she screamed.
Angry female.
Domestic. He hit me. He did this. It's over with. And he's a fighter. It's over with.
Yeah, you're making the paper, man.
It's over with. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Unfortunately, it's not his first... go
not.
around with this. I don't know if it's the same person or a different person, but
I don't know either. But I had tweeted.
What if you ever have that issue? The relationship is over.
Yeah,
you can't go
if
back.
she took
to
you to that point,
you can't go. You can't go back.
If there was ever a police call,
and it's better for both of you that it's over.
Yeah, don't even waste your time.
I'm just not speaking for the man's point of view.
And being the person that you are with the level of fame you have,
and capability,
you can get anything anywhere else. Like unless you
so
have
what did you tweet? Yeah.
Something along the lines of Anthony Johnson not being a part of the BKFC no more with the domestic. It was something along. It wasn't like.
I think it was they were announcing him and Fedor's brother. Was it on that tweet?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
What the guy was convicted of rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he no, and he has hepatitis or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't on that one.
There's no.
But
I
know what you're talking about with. I remember that, but this was like when it just came out. I was like, well, looks like Anthony Johnson
might be leaving the family.
Yeah, Anthony Johnson won't be with the BKFC for too much longer with this one.
Yeah,
and then I met him
cares about stuff like that.
at BKFC 6, and it was like. I read vibes. I pay attention to energy. So everyone else, what's going on, champ? Yo. I meet him, and it was like
cold shoulder.
He gave me a handshake, but it was like, nah, keep your distance, bro. Like you embrace people. You give them a hug. You are a celebrity. You cool. I'm trying to get to where you are, but I'm the champ. So I was expecting a little more love. No, it was like, nah, you good, bro. You can just stay over there.
I can understand it. I mean, you don't know the full scope of things, but also at the end of the day. It ain't your first time.
I mean, but I didn't ever. That's where I left it. Once I put that tweet, I left it at that. It was whatever. That shit happens all the time.
You think he's done?
Fighting?
Yeah.
No.
They're
who did they say?
He was every bit of 240, 250 last time I saw him.
That.
Dude fought at 170. He fought at 170.
At BKFC 6 in Tampa, he's got to be at least 270, 280 right now.
Damn.
Like he's solid.
I mean, is it like?
But he's a power lifter.
Okay, I was gonna say.
So that's what he does.
Buffet or is it the?
No,
the weight?
he's lifting. Like he's a power lifter. Like, but you can see. He's got that power. Right now, he's not fighting. He doesn't have nothing coming up, so he's focusing on his power, and he's lifting. He's huge.
Yeah.
He's huge.
That's a bad man.
And he fights at what?
Heavy.
Well,
he used to. He did fight at once.
He made 170 once, and then he missed.
He was skinny.
And he missed like 2 or 3 times because he was close, but he was like within 5 pounds of it. I mean, that's obviously not close, but it is close. So they moved him up to 85.
He's taller than me, and he fought at 70.
At 85, he missed on his first. Like, dude, we just lowered. We
just made it easy. That's like an extra 15 pounds.
And then they put him at 205.
He wanted that muscle.
Yeah.
It's hard to lose muscle.
Yeah.
Especially if you continue to work out, it's hard to lose muscle.
You can make a strong case like of someone dying in terms of like cutting that much weight.
Oh, I
like with him as the example.
Lloyd Carter.
The brain is one of the last things to rehydrate.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's where all the head injuries and people.
That's what I said earlier. I mean, I'm just talking about myself.
You
like
definitely
heavyweights, you don't really see a lot of deaths in heavyweight.
You don't.
No.
We make sure we get we're hydrated.
It's the lower weight
we
classes.
get our nutrients.
So who do you think?
Who do you think it is? Yeah.
Who do you think?
Yeah, from the hip. Who do you think they're bringing in?
My first thought,
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs. That was my first thought. Because it was...
He's nutty enough to do it,
He is. But at the same time, it's like he's a purist. So would he really want to come over here into this? Like, if you notice, boxers don't really come over here. They don't want this because they know what it is.
This. I mean, and I know we're coming on a 2-hour mark, so
as we always do.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, but
shut up, man.
Now it's on me. All right.
And after everything goes off, we're here for another 30, 40 minutes. It's just, it is what it is. And we can sit here and talk all night. But and I'm not trying to throw shade here, and it might appear that way, but that is not my intention. Okay. So Paulie Malignaggi backstage was telling, like, his people were like, man, that's a 7-figure payday for us. That's why we came out of, that's why he came out of retirement. Now
7.
Now wait a minute. No, hear me out. I can only tell you what's being said.
I mean, but I could believe it.
And I'm saying that authoritatively.
7.
Those words came out of his people's mouths.
Right.
Okay, so now
it's a big flex.
It's a giant.
That's a big flex.
Okay, yeah, and you know what?
6 fights. This promotion's been here, and you're talking about 7 figures to somebody.
He's claiming he got 7 figures. So
unless he got pay-per-view, part of the pay-per-view.
Okay, well,
but that still adds up. But okay.
Okay, let's just say he got 50% of the pay-per-view. He still didn't make 7 figures. Essentially, Feldman press released that they were trending towards going to 200,000 buys. Mm-hmm. Dude, that made me happy when I read that. It legitimately.
Well, I mean, the names that were there. Dude, I can see it.
They did under 50,000. Yeah.
Wah.
And you know what, man? That was a fun card to watch.
It was.
So let's call it 50,000 people. The 50,000 people that watched it, I would say every single one of them watched that and left happy.
Yeah, if you bought that card, you bought a good card.
That was a good card.
You bought a lot of knockouts, a lot of blood, a lot of wars.
Okay, but every single card he's had has kind of met that.
Well, yeah, there's.
But they haven't had those eyes,
right?
So, I hope it continues growing in that trend. And I know on your card, it's going to be a free stream. So, if they get 100,000 people free streaming it, man, I think it can honestly roll into something big. They're doing the right things to build the audience. Mm-hmm. Now, Malignaggi didn't bring as many eyes as they had thought. It certainly got him a ton of publicity.
It did, but for Malignaggi, I just feel like it was a gimmick.
Well, he wasn't a big draw as a champion. He's a phenomenal announcer.
But I read the comments. Everybody talked about his hands being like paper. And is he really going to be able to compete in
and
this?
He broke him in the second round.
And this fight?
Yeah.
Go figure. Yeah, so.
But that was a major upset. That was a major. Artem Lobov.
But that explains why he started running.
He ran and wasn't throwing. And you know what? Usually I pick up on stuff like that. I didn't pick up on it.
I didn't pick up on it either.
Because that's kind of Malignaggi's style. But, I lost money on that fight. I mean, it was $20, but I thought for sure, Malignaggi's going to go through Lobov like butter.
Well, because from the technical aspect, it would make sense. But like I told everybody else, Artem is cut different than Paulie. Paulie's a pretty boy. Paulie's flashy. Paulie likes to look good. Artem don't care how he looks.
Yeah, but
that mentally, that does something to you.
Yeah.
You don't care. I'll eat these punches, but you're guaranteed you're gonna feel mine. You're gonna hurt.
Yeah, and I think they were also banking on McGregor showing up, and he didn't show up.
I was. That's why I was like, I'm coming to this one.
Man, dude, I'd love to get my picture taken with that guy.
What? Yeah. Champ and Connor, I need this.
Yeah. I was hoping he was going to be.
I was hoping he was going to pop in right when Paulie fights.
Yeah, like when Lobov fought Jason Knight. I was there at that one. I'm like, man, I hope he shows up. Even if I don't get a picture with him, man.
Just the fact that he was
there
is going to send the ratings for this through the roof.
Yeah, so and him and Lobov are obviously really good friends. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know what their relationship is. I don't know what's going on. I know that his name gets thrown around a lot. People backstage, some of the people working there. Oh, we expect him to show up. Well, have you called him? Has he reserved any seats?
No. Has anyone reached out?
But they're really good friends. I'm like, man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He's a businessman. He's a businessman.
Money last year.
That's like expecting Floyd to come to a show. He's not going to come.
Nah,
unless his name's on the promotion or he's got some, other than the fight, unless he has something going on with the promotion.
Yeah, Pacquiao's fighting, he'll be there. He's probably getting paid to be there. Yeah.
Not Mayweather, for McGregor to come, it has to be lucrative for him. He can watch the fight.
How smart that. I mean, it's one thing you and I talking about. It's another thing sitting in that position and realizing it. You know, a lot of times, like that kid showing up to you, hey man, this is you, all excited to where you are somebody, but you don't really see yourself as that. Yeah,
I don't.
You know, but so I mean, it's kind of like that same viewpoint, except McGregor's going, nah, I think you're gonna pay me for this one.
But you know, being a bodyguard, I hear my clients talk about all the time. I don't do anything for free. I'm not posting your product for free. I'm not coming to whatever venue you want for free. I'm not doing nothing for free. You reach out to me, you're gonna pay.
Hey, you know, I gotta tell you another thing in regards to yourself too. You know, those guys are flexing on you too, going, man, that dude bare knuckle champion. You know, behind your back, they're telling everybody.
I know it.
Yeah,
I know it. I mean, I get it. It comes with it.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah. No, yesterday, that's all I heard. I was introduced to DJ Drama. I was introduced to Wiz Khalifa. I was introduced to French Montana. I don't know if any of these names ring a bell to you guys.
Of course.
But like,
me, of course, but John, no.
Okay.
Me, yes.
He's no.
Yeah, me, of course.
But like, and I know you know. And maybe. But like, I'm getting introduced. Hey, this is my man. This is AJ. He's the bare knuckle heavyweight champion of the world. And it's not clicking to them. They're like, oh, okay, what's going on, bro? What's going on with you?
Oh, that's his rap gimmick? You know,
I'm literally, I'm at
is that what he goes around telling people?
I'm backstage at this concert, and they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But Wiz's bodyguards, they have mats, and they have one of those Rogue Fitness fold-out racks. So they take their gym with them at every show. We're literally backstage, like.
Are you holding pads for them, or
no? Like we were sparring, we were grappling yesterday. This is the mat area, the curtains where this wall is, and there's the stage. And we're literally sitting on the side getting ready. Wiz wakes up, he comes out, starts hitting the weights while we're sitting here doing our thing. Like,
gets his blood going, huh?
Like this
Good
is
for him.
His bodyguards got him on this. Like every day, this is what they do when they're on tour.
That's so important.
But Breeze and Lonnie, they're his two bodyguards. They're big. They're massive.
Well,
350, 360.
But that's their job.
They're limber.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I mean, he had French Montana's bodyguards. He put French Montana's bodyguard in a Goma Plata.
Jesus.
Oh, so they know their shit.
Put two of my legs together. This is his leg, and he's got this guy's arm.
No.
Jesus.
Lonnie is
that's nightmare.
High Rollerz BJJ, the tournaments he's created it. He started it. It's his. It's all him. These guys are showing me how to get out of stuff yesterday. I was like, whoa. I've never just studied BJJ, but you're teaching me stuff that I've never learned. Like, of course, training for fights.
You're doing more defense too.
True.
Know?
And I learned so I don't get countered. He was teaching so I don't get tapped. He was teaching me stuff how to get out of
going the offense.
I was he was like, you're in side control and you say I got your leg. He was like, do this. Slide down, grab both my legs, gable grip. He was like, now bridge up. Cause he had me locked. Where I couldn't get this leg out. I was in the side mount. Slide down, squeeze my legs together, tripod up, scoot your butt back, and it broke his lock. I was like, yo,
that's just leverage,
and that's all it was. But it was simple stuff like that. I'm looking at him like, I would have never known or never thought that your IQ in BJJ was this high, and you're huge. You're huge. Like, we all know Jeff Neal,
of course,
legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the only person,
instructor. Yep.
The only person I've seen.
Hold on, Stephan Bonner's, one of Stephan Bonner's original trainers.
Really?
Yes, sir. That's how long he's been around.
All right. Well, one of the only people I've ever seen men just lift their leg and grab something or scratch his ear with his toe and put it back like it was nothing. Like Jeff Neal in the animal world is a panda.
For sure.
For sure. He's a panda. Kung Fu Panda? You got kids, you've seen the movie, you know how
he's Kung Fu Panda.
He's Kung Fu Panda in a BJJ world.
This is Jeff Neal with a J, our guy here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Jeff Neal at 300 pounds, he could do full butterfly stretch, negative with a block under his foot, so it was a deeper stretch.
Yep.
Cold, first thing in the morning.
Yep. Like, it's how limber, how loose Jeff is, it's scary. You don't expect it, you don't see it. Not saying Breeze is that loose, but he was loose.
Get there.
Oh, he could get there. And he's so calm. He's a grizzly bear. But he's just
Eddie Bravo was talking about the High Rollers thing.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's High Rollerz BJJ. It's dope. He's got the next tournament is in Denver. Right? They got a tournament. The next Denver, New York, Seattle, San Diego, and then the championships. Everyone that won their tournament, the championship is going to be in LA in December
of this year.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So
and then I presented to him a possible scenario for here.
Oh, for it's
2020. Everywhere I don't think it's legal in New York.
No, it's going to be legal here.
It's going to be legal here. Everywhere he's going, for the most part, it's legal. Yeah. So when I was like, hey, why not possibly bring it here? I know some people. I know a few people who will compete. Just from here, who would compete?
Yeah, it's not the marijuana scene isn't as prevalent here as it is in California, but it's the
reason it's not because all the good weed came from California.
Yeah.
It was all. Is that from Cali? No, this is from Texas. Oh, you keep it.
That's how it is now, man.
Arizona, no, you can keep it.
I got a really good friend from Amsterdam, Shamrock. I mean, not that it means anything. And she tells me that all of the bars out there advertise that their weed comes from Colorado. Like, it literally took over Amsterdam.
I don't understand why.
They say, wow, the biggest...
It's not.
It's not what?
Well, it's what? What were you going to say before I just...
It's not even marijuana anymore. It's so strong.
Really?
Colorado weed?
Do
you smoke?
I do.
Okay.
It's not good. Colorado, by far...
Is it too strong? Or?
It's not strong at all. It's mostly like... medical. I've been in several dispensaries. I've had several different strands, and
so what do you prefer?
California, hands
like the
down.
Kush.
The
Kush is kind of getting thrown around. I
OG.
mean, I'm not
anything OG.
I met those guys. I met them. I met them in Costa Rica, like 10 years ago.
Okay.
They were like, one guy had dreads, a couple guys were clean cut, and they were like, hey man, they were talking to me, and they're like, yeah, they weren't really talking shit, but they didn't speak Spanish, and I speak fluent Spanish, so I'm helping translate.
Yeah.
We were just like at a club, and they're like, man, you're cool, dude. What do you do? I'm like, yeah, okay. What do you do? It's usually the American thing to do when you got nothing to talk about.
Where you're from?
What do you do for a living?
Do?
Yeah, in Europe, at least 15 minutes go by before that question comes up, but essentially. They're like, yeah, did you ever hear of like Kush? I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah, well, we're OG Kush. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what that means. They're like, well, everyone kind of ripped off Kush. We were the original. I guess they're the original Kush.
Okay.
And they were like explaining to me that their brilliance in the marijuana game far outweighed everybody else, and now people are stealing their name.
But that's usually how it is. Like, people, they piggyback off things.
It was about 4 or 5 different guys. Yeah, it was
the bare knuckle thing. Like, once
they were loaded.
Somebody breaks a lane, let's piggyback off there. Let's ride off them.
They didn't look. They didn't look like they came from significant wealth until I saw their bar tab, and they laughed at it and paid it. Wow. They're like, no, man, he's on our tab. I'm like, well, I don't really drink, Like, no,
we
got cool.
Whatever you have, we got juice. Bring us 1,000 oranges. We got them.
I partied with those guys once, and it was different world, man. Different world.
Now it's like the weed department now. The weed game now is just like wide open. Everyone wants to invest in it, which I get it. And, they've been pushing for years.
In theory, it's a good bet.
It is. It is. Tyson's in it. Strong.
Yeah.
He's got a nice size
Be Real
field.
is in it, too.
A lot of people it's a very lucrative business. It's very lucrative. And if you go about it the right way, get your paperwork in order, and you
cross your T's, dot your I's. Yeah.
Why? Oh, are you saying general? Yeah. If you do, definitely. And you don't.
Well, essentially, the common folk is experiencing what big tobacco has just raked in and reaped the benefits of.
Yep. And it's open for the normal person to jump into it too. Like in Vegas, it became legal last year. And you can grow in Vegas. Anybody can grow. It's just like in Cali, anybody can grow. But you can only have so much.
You see yourself getting involved with this or what? To a certain degree? Mm-hmm. Running security or actually investing?
I want to do both, to be honest.
Okay.
I've reached out to some potential people who I know are in the real estate business and have other businesses that they're running right now. Hopefully something falls through, but if it does happen to be the security route where I'm a transporter for dispensaries, like a secure transportation, why not?
Yeah, that Midway dispensary on Archer. Yeah, I know the owners.
On Archer? So,
Archer and Laramie.
I forget all the time that it's medicinal is legal here.
Yeah.
And then you see the shops, they're scattered though. They're not like LA.
From what I understand, like when the full legalization comes, there's going to be more shops that open, but the people that have
been here,
they get like first dibs at like X amount. And I think you just kind of be foolish not to max out whatever it is. Yeah, because they've been losing like $10,000 a month for years until this thing came around.
Wow.
And I'm not even sure it's going to help the state of Illinois at this point.
I think it will. It will.
Well, the lottery was supposed to.
Once it grows, like there's a lot of people here who smoke weed. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's good. You know, and I'm a sober guy. You know, good.
You know, it's funny. You don't realize how many people smoke until it becomes recreational. When that hit in Vegas, I saw 70-year-old white couples out there blazing. I saw 27-year-old, like everybody was just in Vegas, whether it was vape or they were smoking a joint or a blunt or a pipe. Like everyone was just walking around the strip, living life.
Yeah, you know, I don't try to sugarcoat or hide it either with my kid. It exists, you know, like kids are smart.
They're all and they have the internet. So even if they're not smart, they have the internet. They know how to work those tablets.
Yeah, I took my kid to the Grateful Dead concert in June here, and we were like in the
high section.
Dude, no, I got in the handicap
In the
section.
high
No,
section.
dude, I put us in the whole stadium was like, I put us in the handicap section, and it was weird. There wasn't like the people that needed it the most, they didn't really have a lot of it in our section. Like you had guys with like missing extremities, and I was just like, man, that dude needs to get high, bro.
Right, he needs it.
And but you know, it's not something you should hide from either, but at least let them understand. And if they're going to understand, at least it's with somebody that's responsible, with a little bit of knowledge that they respect, and you know, and that's just kind of the way I approach it. Yeah.
No, that's how I am. Like, if you're going to learn about it, it's going to be from me.
You know, you got a gun in the house. Hey, we're going to talk about it.
Facts.
If you see it, you know, this is.
That's why I said that I want to get it. When you cure the curiosity, when you get rid of that, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Them not knowing or them not having the time with it, they're going to be curious. They're going to find that's how all these kids get shot. They try to hide them from them, and then they, let's go. I know where it is. We can go get it, and we can just shoot it one time.
Yeah.
I saw my brother do like this, and next you know, they'll
take some pictures with it. Yeah.
They don't understand how sensitive that trigger is.
Yeah.
And they're looking down the barrel, and that weight of the gun.
I took my kid shooting like at a farm, and I fired it one time, and she looked at me and she's like, "I am not interested." No,
that's funny.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yep.
You know,
I mean, hey, that's all. You cured that curiosity.
Yeah, you know, and
when your child is better supervision than you are.
100%. Absolutely.
You know what, Dad? No, this isn't for me. You have fun.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting over here.
So anyway, we got to wrap this up, dude. It's 2 hours. August 10th.
August 10th.
Chase Sherman.
Biloxi,
Mississippi.
That's a bad man too, dude.
It is. I mean, but you know.
You fought a couple bad men to get that belt.
Everyone is a bad man when they step in front of me. That's how they present it. Everyone's a bad man.
You know, so someone could argue he really didn't get hit in that fight either.
And
there was a lot of running in that fight.
You don't want that. Chase Sherman, he's got a hard head. He's got a big head. He's got a strong jaw.
We don't know.
We don't. He's got 6 losses. 6 or 7. How are his losses? Anybody know?
I didn't even look, man.
I don't know.
I tell you what, I watched his boxing match. I broke his boxing match down. I'll probably send you some notes on it.
Okay. He had a boxing match?
Well, the bare knuckle.
Oh, the bare knuckle. Yeah.
He's got some habits.
He does. He's stuck in MMA. He almost threw a kick in that fight.
I know he did.
That's why it's funny because the commentators didn't catch it, but I caught it.
I caught it too.
I know what I
think I texted you.
Yeah, I saw what that was.
He almost threw a kick.
He was getting ready to tear that leg up. He was about to fire. Yeah, but that's a sign of frustration.
It's a hard thing to apologize for in a
If you get
boxing
him to
match.
kick you, man.
If he gets to kicking me, then at this point, yeah, buddy, yeah, it's over with.
It's a hard thing to. Hey man, an accidental foul happens.
Right,
A kick,
true.
Hey man, that's a hard one to explain away. You know.
See what had happened was he hit this side, and it was a natural reaction. What can I say? I don't know. But no, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be a good fight.
August 10th.
I've never been the type to call out knockouts, but yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. August 10th, Biloxi.
Free stream.
Free stream.
Free stream.
I'll take 3 from me.
The name.
Is it on Fight? It's probably on Fight.
War something.
You talking about like the streaming?
Well, like because on the flyer they always have the logo of who's streaming it, and it didn't say Fight. Fight wasn't on this.
Fight's phenomenal, man.
It was Warfare something. Warfare.
I wonder if they sold. I don't know. We'll find out.
But like even when you go to the fight app,
here go to what is it? BKFC or Bare Knuckle FC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Warfare or something.
Yeah, go to bareknucklefc.com.
Yeah, you'll find the link
It's all
there.
right there. How about that?
Yeah, that's what I've been
So we're not giving up bad information.
It's too much.
Cool.
That's what I say.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Joining us for this podcast.
Champ stamp, Bomaye. Fuck everybody.
There it is.